Friday night playoff greetings from Benton, Arkansas. It is time for Benton Panthers State Playoff Football on 94.1 The Point and live streaming on YouTube at the Benton Football Network. Tonight, for the second consecutive year, the Benton Panthers and West Memphis Blue Devils meet with a berth in the state championship game on the line. Last year, the Panthers made the trek on Black Friday to West Memphis and came away with a 30-17 win to advance to the state championship game. This year, the Blue Devils have made the long drive to a place we call the Palace on the Parkway, where the Panthers have never lost a playoff game. The last time the Panthers hosted a state semifinal game was back in 2014, and the Panthers manhandled El Dorado 44-6. While history is on the Panthers' side, this group of Benton Panthers has an opportunity to do something never done before in the history of Benton football. A win tonight and the 2019 Panthers become the first team in Benton history to play in back-to-back state championship games. And a win there next Saturday night would make the 2019 Panthers the first team in Benton football history with back-to-back 10-win seasons. I'm Jim Gardner, joined on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show by Terry Benham, Dio Vanucci, Tony Linehan of the Saline Courier, and the number one fan of the Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt. Tonight's broadcast of Benton Panther football is presented by Everett Buick GMC and sponsored by Black Corley Owens & Hughes, Cornerstone Home Lending, Elliott Electric, Jones Heating and Air, ACDI, Farmers Bank and Trust, the Brent Houston for Circuit Judge campaign, Allied Glass, CDI Contractors, Glover Electric, Hamilton Family Dentistry, Riverside Grocery, Bank OZK, Smith Caldwell Pharmacy, Bryant Eye Care, Saline Memorial Health System, Ashby Funeral Home, the City of Benton, Congo Fireplace and Patio, First Security Bank, and the Benton Touchdown Club. Terry? Man, it's good to have a semifinal game at home, isn't it?
It's always great to be playing the day after Thanksgiving, and tonight we've got a little infantry weather.
Yeah.
You know, the old saying is that a cold, wet atmosphere makes cowards of us all. And tonight, I think in this classic matchup between these two teams, the team that's going to win is the team that's going to be able to fight through the elements and block out all of that and go and execute their job out on the field. And I can't wait for this game to start because I think these are two teams that are very talented and have very good athletes on them. And we'll just see who the tougher guy is out on the field.
Fifth time in 6 years that the Panthers have practiced on Thanksgiving Day and played on Black Friday, but only the second time that game has been at home. Terry, you remember 2014 and a thumping the Panthers put on El Dorado on Black Friday.
Man, you know, that was such a surprising game. I mean, I felt like we would win, but the way that we won, man, we just came out. And I think it had to do with the banner that they hung across the field that said, "Tell your girlfriends you'll be free next Friday night." And those guys came out and gave them a little banner of their own.
Should have made our own banner and put across the way tonight. But the way that both of these teams arrived at this place was courtesy of wins last week as we go immediately to the 6A state playoff slate. Last week, Benton defeated Jonesboro 18-7 in a defensive battle that was beyond our expectations going into that ball game. West Memphis and Lake Hamilton, meanwhile, had an offensive shootout. West Memphis won 33-28. Greenwood and Siloam Springs were tied at half, and then Greenwood 17 unanswered points in the second half to win 24-7. And Searcy dominated Pine Bluff last week 55-15. So that brings us to tonight, two games, the state semifinals. West Memphis and Benton. This is a 7-4 West Memphis team against an 8-3 Benton team. And then up in White County, Terry, Greenwood and Searcy, both 10-1, going to do battle tonight.
Well, look, irregardless of the outcome of this game, I'm going to watch that other game because that's sure to be a show. And, you know, yeah, you've got the little cheat sheet over there. I can't see that far, Jim. But I'll tell you, this last week was a great tune-up for this week for both Benton and West Memphis, because both of them were locked in, really physical. They had more scoring in their game than we did. There was more defense in ours, but both games were very physical, very tight, and it was a great tune-up, I think, going into this week.
It's, the two semifinal games, the winners will meet in the state championship game, which will be 1 week from tomorrow, Saturday, December 7 at 6:30 p.m. at War Memorial Stadium. Let's go back to last week in the win over Jonesboro, Terry. What an incredible effort by the Panther demolition crew. The PDC held Jonesboro to 36 rushing yards in the ballgame on 30 carries. Kane Simmons, our super sophomore safety, 15 tackles, a fumble recovery, and an interception to earn our Defensive Player of the Game award last week. Caleb Kaufman, who was runner-up, 8 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and a sack. Bryce Gallagher, 6 tackles and a sack. Jaden Woolbright blocked his 4th punt of the season. Boy, the defense just showed out last week.
Man, it was incredible. And, you know, one of the strengths of this team is by this time in the season, you know, there are no sophomores anymore, but we've got sophomores that are playing like seniors. And, you know, the 15 tackles that Kane Simmons had, not to mention that several of those tackles were really big hits and drive-killing hits, including causing one fumble on one hit and then interception on another play. I mean, that's just big-time play from a sophomore. And then, of course, you have the seniors all seemingly making big plays. But more importantly, Jim, last week it just seemed like when we needed a play, a senior stepped up and made a play. It may have just been a first down, but it was a key play, and it was made with grit, and that's always the type of play you want to see with your seniors.
25 seniors doing a great job leading this team in the playoffs. Another sophomore that contributed last week, Casey Johnson, 95 yards rushing, and Casey will be counted on again tonight to tote the mail for the Benton run game. Benton and West Memphis are meeting tonight for the 13th time in their history. The Blue Devils hold a 7-5 advantage in the series, but the Panthers won last year against what was then an undefeated West Memphis team, 30-17. You remember the 2 onside kicks to start the second half. That game was tied at 3-3. Brad Harris saw a hole in that West Memphis kick return game and exploited it. Terry Jones, back-to-back onside kick recoveries. And I'll never forget Gavin Wells putting the team on his back on 2 touchdown drives to open that game up.
Yeah, and there were a couple of runs that stick out in my mind that I'll remember for forever. Those were some of the Panther highlights when you think about over the many years that you and I have called ball games together. You know, but this team right here is a very scary team. They are loaded with talent this season, and you know, they're very physical too. And so I think that the Panthers are going to have to play very disciplined tonight, and they're going to have to cover their area of the field with extra exception, because anybody loses their man, these guys have got enough speed and athleticism that they'll make you pay.
Terry's talking about what it's going to be to get a Benton win tonight. We're going to hear from Brad Harris after the commercial break and hear what the head Panther himself says the Panthers need to do to get a win tonight in this state semifinal matchup between Benton and West Memphis. We'll take a commercial break, and Dio Vanucci will sit down and visit with Brad Harris on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show on 94.1 The Point and the Benton Football Network.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Ashby Funeral Home has been family-owned and operated, serving Benton and Saline County since 1882. Through 5 generations, Ashby Funeral Home has cared for families through compassionate and professional service. Ashby's provides all types of services for families in times of loss and grief. Their aim is to treat every family as they would treat their own. Ashby Funeral Home is located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton, and their phone number is 501-778-2544. Ashby Funeral Home, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Welcome back. Dio Vanucci here with head Panther Brad Harris. Brad, it's semifinal Friday. It's a place we found ourselves in 2 years in a row. Really a great day for football. The weather looks like it's going to cooperate with us. The rain's holding off. Nice cloudy day. What I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what to make of this Friday. Like I can't feel it. It feels like it's a Saturday. It feels like it's a Friday. How's the team feel? That's what I want to know.
Well, it feels like game day to them, the way they've been here since we got them here at 1:15 today, and they've had a good attitude about everything. Got a workout in and had a lot of energy at the workout and had a lot of focus during our meetings and everything. We just got finished eating our pregame meal, and it's great to be at home. We're not on those yellow dogs traveling halfway across the state. We've had to go to West Memphis several times the last 2 years, so but it's been good to be able to be at home and everything, have them in their element and everything, but excited about it. I think they're ready to play tonight.
Well, we don't, obviously we don't get to see West Memphis during the season. So tell us what to expect offensively out of this West Memphis team.
Well, Dale, they're a team that's very similar to us. They started off a little slow. They were on a 2-4, the first 6 games of the year, and they've run off 5 in a row now. So they're doing some good stuff, and it kind of started when they beat Jonesboro. They went to Jonesboro and upset them 24-21 on the last-second field goal. But offensively, it's been kind of a mixture of offense of the week. They start out, they're a spread-oriented team, but they struggled early. And now they've gone to a lot of overshifts, very similar to what a Sheridan would do, tackle overs, unbalanced lines, multiple receivers on one side and quads, nothing on one side. You see a lot of different things out of them, and they're trying to gain numbers on you for run game stuff. They throw it around just a little bit, but they're not great at it, but they've kind of found their niche. They've put some running backs in the backfield with direct snaps. They've taken a linebacker over and some direct snaps to the Moore kid, and they're doing some good stuff offensively now. So we've got the biggest thing defensively is we've got to line up correctly. Don't get beat by alignment and don't get beat by assignment. If we do that, I think we're going to be in good shape. Defensively, they did the same thing about Jonesboro. They were a 4-front team all year, playing a lot of zone, things like that. And now they went to a 3-4, straight cover zero, playing man, up in your face at times, off of you at times, bringing pressures and stuff. So, have changed their identity midseason. So, we feel like we're going to get what they've been doing because they've done it well over the last few weeks, but you don't know what you're going to get till game time. It depends on the matchup, I think. So we're prepared for both of them, but we'll see. We like our matchup either way right now as long as we come into it with the right frame of mind. Well,
and offensively, their offense versus our defense, if they don't have, the big play was really our big weakness early on. Now, at the end of the season, it seemed like either via matchup, the teams that we were playing against really were more run heavy or just didn't have that big play capability. But it doesn't seem like West Memphis really is a big play. They're not going to take the top off very often.
Right. And, we've kind of switched our mentality. The first couple of games of the year, how I am about defensive stuff. We want to press you up. We want to play tight coverage and all that. Well, we wasn't able to do that this year. We graduated 4 really good ones last year, and we're breaking in some new DBs. So we kind of changed our philosophy of, hey, let's keep it in front and let's make people earn things. And it's helped us over the last half of the season. Well, really since week 4, and we feel like our rush defense is our strongest part of our defense with our D-line, our linebacker play, and our DBs have gotten better all year. Cade Clark, he's got 6 interceptions on the year. Austin Drewer, we've got him back again now. He's got 4. We played Peyton Hudgens last week at corner. Burnham has been really solid at safety as a senior for us, and then you got Kane Simmons that's having a great sophomore year. So we've gotten better as the year's gone on, and hopefully tonight we can eliminate the big play. Last week Jonesboro got us for the, I think, 38 or 40-yard touchdown pass, and that's the only big play they had all night. So if we can eliminate that and make them earn it, I think they're going to be in for a long night. We're going to have a good night.
Yeah. Now let's talk about our offense, because our offense is something that, early in the season just really lacked consistency. I mean, that was your constant rallying cry was just consistency. Right. We'd have a series here, and then it turned into we'd have a good quarter. And now the offense seems to be having pretty good games, maybe a play or series here and there that don't go so well. But what's the offensive game plan this week against this West Memphis team?
Well, we want to be as balanced as we can be every week. You know that. We really need to establish run game against that man coverage, but we also like the shots that we get. We feel like all of our receivers, whoever we put out there, they can take advantage of some of their DBs, and that's what we like the matchups, depending on who they match us up against, but we like some matchup on a couple of their DBs, so we like the shot plays. We feel like we can throw the ball, and we're going to try to throw the ball around a little bit, spread it around, and keep them off balance. We know that we're probably going to get some heavy pressure, so line play is going to be crucial tonight. But the great thing about it is we're going to have some of our guys back. Tristan Redd's going to be back tonight. We got Austin Jones back. Those guys haven't played together since Cabot. So, I mean, that's huge when you can get two of your best offensive linemen back in week 12 of the season, or 13 of the season, I guess I should say. But, so we're pretty excited about that. We feel like if we can protect it and we can throw it around a little bit and run it, Casey Johnson has done a tremendous job for us at being a sophomore, runs the ball tough. Last week we had a little bit of issue with him holding on to it. We've really emphasized that to him this week. Got to hang on to the rock. We love how he runs the football. And then we also put Gavin Wells back there a little bit last week. So, you'll see a couple different packages out of us. But, offensively we want to be as versatile as we can be and keep them guessing, But we do like our matchups with some man stuff.
Well, I know last week we saw a little bit of the heavy package. Jaden Woolbright going in for the touchdown. Are we going to see some more heavy packages?
Oh yeah, you'll see our package, our tight end package with Barbary out there and try to run the football at them, and then you'll also see some heavy stuff. With that couple extra linemen on the field. Heck, it looks like we substitute our defense for our offense when we go to that heavy package. We got several defensive guys that run on, and Woolbright's tough to bring down, man. I tell you what, last week he shouldn't have scored. He kind of bobbled the snap, and then he runs over a guy on the edge and runs a second guy over going in the end zone. It wasn't blocking. It was just his willpower, and his determination. So, we like that, and we've worked that got a couple of wrinkles off of that, So, even got a special play to where he might even see him chunk the rock around a little bit. You never know, You know how Coach Ray is about coming up with stuff. So, but we like that package also because we feel like they'll pack it in. We got some things off of it, but really like, any of our tight end package and that package also.
Well, in this time of year, it's kind of backyard football time. Now you get to move players around. I know last week we had Hudgens and Gavin Wells both on defense for several plays. Gavin playing running back, just kind of putting your best athletes to put you in the best position to win. Talk about West Memphis real quick, their defense. What are they best at stopping?
Well, I think what they've been doing with the three front here lately is causing havoc with some pressures. They got their two best guys at outside linebacker type guys. One of them was actually a defensive end when they were in the forefront, and they're standing him up and letting him come with edge pressures. And then number 10, the Moore kid that's our only returning starter from last year, is their other outside guy. So they're trying to funnel everything to the middle and not let us get on the edge is what they want to do. We're fine with that. We feel like we're a pretty good downhill run team with some different things that we like to do. Our inside zone, we push vertical with it and try to get downhill on you. We're not a outside run scheme a lot of times, So our gap scheme and all of our zone stuff is kind of built to get downhill on you. So we like that, but they're pretty good in the box. They've got a 300-pound nose guard, and they like to funnel stuff to him. We just hope we can move him around a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I know last year the game got a little chippy, but Benton got the better of West Memphis. So have a feeling tonight might get a little chippy too, but we're at home, and we're going to pack this palace out hopefully. So hopefully we don't have a lot of viewers there, but those of you that are with us, stick around for after the break. We'll be back with Jim and Terry.
Are you looking for something different and better? Then check out the all-new, redesigned 2019 GMC Sierra from Everett. The next generation Sierra has an impressive new look and more capability than ever before. You'll love Sierra's industry-leading new features, like the exclusive Multi-Pro tailgate. The new 2019 GMC Sierra. It's different and better, just like the buying experience at Everett Buick GMC and EverettBGMC.com.
Family and community go hand in hand. That's why ACDI proudly calls downtown Benton our home and why we are excited to be a part of this community. Hi, I'm Josh Lane, the team captain at ACDI. My teammates understand the importance of serving in the community, and at ACDI, we'll always make that a priority. We are proud sponsors of the Benton Panther football team and thankful to share our family with this great hometown. Go Panthers!
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
Welcome back to Benton Panther Playoff Football on 94.1 The Point and the Benton Football Network. Every home game at 4 o'clock, Brad Harris brings in an ex-Panther to fire up the team. This week, DJ Sturgis, an All-MIAA conference player from Missouri Southern, a former Benton Panther. Terry, we have great memories of DJ, and he delivered a great speech today.
Yeah, we used to call him the blanket.
Yes.
Because every time he covered somebody, he wrapped them up like a blanket. He was a fantastic defensive back for Benton Panthers, and is now a fantastic defensive back for the Griffins.
Griffins of Missouri Western, who will play Henderson State in the Live United Texarkana Bowl next Saturday. So good luck to DJ. And then, of course, it's playoff time, and that means Freddie Reinhardt, the number one fan of the Panthers, gave his fired-up speech. He always gets the boys excited. The number one fan, always playoff ready, Mr. Freddie. How about a West Memphis scouting report? The Blue Devils come in tonight 7-4 overall, 5-2 in the 6A East. They got off to a 2-4 start on the season after a Week 6 loss to Sylvan Hills, and then decided really to just throw the kitchen sink at their opponents. They've run the single wing, the Wildcat, the full house. They switched from an even to odd front on defense, and it has really paid off as the Blue Devils have won 5 in a row, led by head coach Billy Elmore. They are very multiple offensively and defensively. A little more run-heavy, Terry. They rush it about 65% of the time to 35% pass. And scoring-wise, they score 26.5 a game, give up 23.9.
Well, like the Panthers, the Blue Devils started off shaky. But once they came together, they were a pretty hard team to beat. And that's the offensive guard, Chris Morris, who's 6'4", 295 pounds. He's one of the best guards in the entire country, Jim. And we will see a Wildcat formation from them that also has a really good defensive player playing running back, 210-pound linebacker playing running back that'll run behind Morris a lot tonight. Kendarius Moore is the linebacker I'm talking about. We'll call his number a lot. He's got some Division I offers at linebacker, and we'll even see him, like I said, take some snaps in the running back package.
Yeah, he moved to running back in Week 9 and has rushed for 277 yards in West Memphis's last 2 ball games. In fact, 141 yards and 3 touchdowns against Lake Hamilton. Terry mentioned Chris Morris, the left guard. He's 6'4", 295, and is a commit to Texas A&M, very highly regarded offensive lineman. The Panthers come in on an 8-game win streak, 8-3 overall, champions of the 6A West. They are coached by Brad Harris. Hard to believe, but this is Brad's 50th game as the head coach of the Benton Panthers tonight in his 4th season. Very balanced offense from offensive coordinator Justin Ray. 55% rush, 45% pass. Panthers score 33 points a game, give up 26, but that's a defense that has really improved in the back half of the season.
Well, it really has, and man, anytime you have a team that's played for a state title the previous year, their stats, the previous stats, become kind of the benchmark for the next year. And these two teams are similar in many ways, but what stands out to me is the turnovers. After struggling the beginning of the year, this year's PDC has produced a ton of turnovers, Jim, and I've really been, in my opinion, they've been the real weapon of the second half of the season is getting that ball back to our offense. We're going to need a couple more of those tonight, in my opinion, to be successful against this West Memphis offense.
The Panther captains come to the Benton sideline. It's all the seniors. Peyton Hudgens, Jaden Woolbright, Gavin Wells, and Bryce Gallagher will be the four primary captains, flanked by their senior teammates. Panther playoff history: Benton has never lost a playoff right here at the Palace, a perfect 7-0. And as we mentioned in the opener, trying a win tonight, and the Panthers playing back-to-back state championship games for the first time in school history, and an opportunity with a win in the state championship to have back-to-back 10-win seasons. A lot of history on the line for Benton High School tonight, Terry.
Well, look, this is a special place to play football, Jim, and what Coach Nethery and Coach Harris have done is raise the level of expectations for this program. We expect to win now, and the state semifinal is now the expectation and not just the goal for the year.
Last week in Saline County, Benton knocked off Jonesboro. Bryant defeated Fayetteville 42-14, and Melbourne ended Glen Rose's season 42-28. Tonight in Saline County, it's just Benton and Bryant. The Panthers hosting West Memphis. Bryant is hosting Bentonville West. As the captains meet at midfield, it is pick-to-click time, and Terry, you are up first this week.
Well, I picked Garrett Brown and Kane Simmons. Garrett Brown can be a difference maker in this game. Tempo is going to be critical. We need him to have a quick release and some accurate throws and command at the line of scrimmage. I believe he'll do that and have his best game tonight. And Kane Simmons is no longer a sophomore. He's becoming a defensive assassin. 15 tackles last week and an interception. When he gets going, he's a difference maker in the run game. And I believe West Memphis will run the ball a lot tonight, and I think Simmons is going to have another big night.
For the number one fan of the Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt, he's going with a couple of seniors. Braxton Slaughter, senior wide receiver, and Caleb Kaufman, who had an outstanding game last week at defensive end, is Freddie's defensive pick to click. Let's bring in Dio Vanucci. Dio, your picks to click tonight.
Well, I'm coming to you from a balmy 51-degree field down here. It actually feels pretty good for this time of year. Offensively, I went with our running back, Casey Johnson. I agree with Terry. We need Garrett Brown to have a big game, but in order for him to do that, Casey Johnson's going to have a big game to loosen up that secondary, bring those guys in, chasing the run so that he can throw the ball. And then on defense, I went with the Swiss Army knife, Jaden Woolbright. He's been all over the field. Seems like every game. He needs to have another huge game tonight, especially with the kind of offense that he's up against.
Dio, give us your key to Panther victory tonight.
Well, all the games we lost this year were due to us giving up the big play. We cannot give up the big play tonight against West Memphis, who's not known as a big passing team. They don't really take the top off, but they can still make big plays on the ground. So defense has got to do a good job of shutting that down.
Owens McConnell, the West Memphis quarterback, completes 49% of his passes for 1,239 yards. Terry, give us an offensive key to victory.
Tempo, tempo, tempo. We need a quick tempo on offense. We need to play fast tonight. West Memphis doesn't react very well to fast tempo. Searcy did that very well against them and ran all over the field on them. If we can get our offense in rhythm tonight, I think we will like the result.
51 degrees at kickoff. A gentle wind out of the east-northeast at 4 miles an hour. Benton won the toss and deferred, and that's just the way we like it. As Benton will kick off and defend the north goal. So the Panthers will be moving left to right in this first quarter. Panthers in the gray tops, maroon pants, maroon helmets with that Motion B logo on one side of the helmet, the Panther head on the other side, maroon numerals with white outline on the jersey tops. For West Memphis, it's all white, the Stormtrooper look. White helmets, white tops, white pants, blue numerals with red outline as they have kicked off at Searcy. Searcy and Greenwood going at it in one semifinal, and Benton West Memphis about to kick in the other semifinal right here at the Palace. Brian Araujo has it teed up for the Panthers, and he will kick off for Benton as Araujo approaches the football, puts his foot into it, and we are underway as the kick sails through the hands of Elijah Ewells, the return man, and into the end zone, and it will be first down and 10 West Memphis from their own 20 following the touchback. Starting defensively tonight for the Panthers, the front three, Caleb Kaufman, Justin Walker, and Brett Barbary. The linebackers are Trey Maxwell, Jaden Woolbright, and Bryce Gallagher. The spur is Cade Smith. Cade Clark and Peyton Hudgens will be the cornerbacks. Kane Simmons, leading tackler on the season with 96, is the bandit. Dylan Burdham is the free safety. So West Memphis, first snap of the ball game, McConnell takes. He's going deep on the first play of the ball game. It's defended, but the catch is made, and making the catch, Jamarius Rogers. Cade Clark in coverage for Benton, but it's a big play all the way down to the Panther 41.
Well, Cade had good coverage that time, ran stride for stride with the receiver, but the receiver just got up and made a big play.
Talked about West Memphis not taking the top off of it. They do on the first play of the game, 39 yards and a first down to the Benton 41. McConnell drops back again, airing it out to the near side for Creighton, and that ball is defended very well by Peyton Hudgens, who knocked it away incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Really smart play by Hudgens that time. He had an opportunity to go for the interception, but he didn't. He just got his hands up and knocked the ball away.
Saw the Benton defense susceptible to the long pass early in the season. They've really tightened up in the back half, Terry, but West Memphis going bombs away on their first two snaps. It's 2nd down and 10 at the Benton 41. High snap, give off to Cedric Loving, and Loving is going to pick up 8 yards to the Benton 33. Loving, over 1,000-yard running back for West Memphis on the season at 1,098, averages 5.7 yards a carry, and that leaves West Memphis with 3rd down and 2 at the Benton 33. So Blue Devils to the line, pistol formation, ball on the right hash, give to Loving again. He's got the first down along the West Memphis sideline, and Loving falls forward to the 20-yard line. West Memphis is in the red zone, 1st down and 10 at the Benton 20.
Yeah, that's a really good job of downfield block, and the Panthers have got to get off those blocks. West Memphis doing a really good job in the second level of getting up against a guy and getting him out of the way.
Pistol formation, H-back to the right. 1st down, McConnell give to Loving, again running right, and Loving has 5 yards to the 15, and West Memphis now gashing Benton, Terry, on the right side.
Boy, gashing is absolutely right. They're getting no penetration at the line of scrimmage. There's no disruption in their backfield, and West Memphis is just able to run at will right now.
Monterio Mack checks in for the Benton defense. They go back to Loving running right, and Loving breaks the first tackle, and he's going to be very near a first down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what we saw on film. Is he really has an explosive first step right there into the hole. And when there's nobody there to fill that gap, he's 5 yards down the field before you know it.
1st down, West Memphis. It's 1st and goal at the 10. Again, Loving running right and Loving running to the end zone. And West Memphis has punched Benton right in the mouth here to open this ball game as the Blue Devils take just 2 minutes, 5 seconds and put 6 on the board on a 10-yard run by Cedric Loving. And Colin Clark will come on to attempt the extra point.
Well, Bobby Wynn's got to get their attention when they come to the sideline because they just ran through us like we weren't even there.
Caden Smith will hold. Eli Duncan will snap for West Memphis. Clark's kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:55 to go in the first quarter, West Memphis goes 80 yards in 7 plays for a 7-0 lead over the Panthers. Dio, that looked a little too easy that time.
Well, I see why Terry was talking about he just wasn't comfortable before the game because West Memphis can play some football. Now, we knew that coming into it. I think the surprising thing is how they went about that drive. We haven't really seen them throw the deep ball much except for early in the year. Obviously, it's playoff time, so they're going to open up that playbook and see what they can get away with. Just like you said, I mean, we had coverage on both of those. Cade Clark was in position, just the receiver made a heck of a play. And I think that playoffs is all about momentum, so they got some momentum on their side now. Now our offense needs to come out and execute.
Nothing exotic, nothing funky on that drive, Terry. Just very conventional football, throwing it deep, loosening it up the Benton defense, and then running it right at the Panthers.
Well, they're playing very physical up front, and anytime you do that, you're going to have a chance for success.
Colin Clark to kick off for West Memphis. And back deep to receive is Jaden Nash. Fields it at the 5. Nash with running room. Flag comes in behind the play as Nash returns it to the 31. But a penalty marker at the 25-yard line. And we're likely going to see a block in the back against the Panthers that'll put Benton back inside the 20.
We're going to see a
blindside block, Terry. Personal foul.
I disagree with that call. I thought it was a good block. The guy turned his back right at the last minute and allowed our guy to hit him in the left side or the back left shoulder. And, I mean, it looked like a clean hit to me, but that was the call nonetheless.
Garrett Brown is your Benton quarterback. He completes 59% of his passes for 2,353 yards on the season. 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions for the junior quarterback. He's going to drop back and throw on first down, and he overthrows Braxton Slaughter, the slot man, incomplete. Starting for Benton tonight on the offensive line, Garrett Davis, Austin Jones, Kobe Reeves, Jesse Taylor, and Kyrie Watkins. Casey Johnson is the running back. The receivers are Gavin Wells, Peyton Hudgens, Braxton Slaughter, and Braden Murdoch. Second down and 10. Panthers ball at their own 13-yard line. Wells is going to motion left to right on the formation. Give to Casey Johnson, and he is hit and dropped. And then on the tackle, Hakeem Washington for West Memphis, a loss of 2, and it'll be third down and 12. Panthers slow out of the starting block tonight, Terry.
Well, we started off trying to throw deep on first down, got ourselves in a hole, and didn't help it with the last play. Panthers have really got to execute this time. It looks like we're going to get maybe 5 right here. No, they didn't call it.
This West Memphis jump did not break the encroachment zone. Third down and 11 officially as Brown fakes to Johnson, throws out for Wells, and he overthrows him incomplete. And so after West Memphis scores in 7 plays, Benton goes 3 and out, and will have to punt it away as Preston Barker on to punt.
Well, Brown really, really struggled that series. He had a couple of open receivers and didn't hit them with a good pass, and he's going to have to execute tonight for this offense to click.
Brett Barbary will snap. Preston Barker to punt, averages 33 yards a punt, along of 49 on the season. Jamal Creighton is back deep to receive for West Memphis. Barker takes a snap, rugby punt. It's a good end-over-end punt that Creighton calls a fair catch and takes at the 48-yard line. So West Memphis will start in Benton territory at the 48-yard line. Dio, a little bit of a lethargic start tonight for the Panthers.
Well, nothing doing on defense, nothing doing on offense. Can't get the motor started. Need to pull the choke and maybe pump that primer bowl a few more times before we pull that pull cord, because it does not look good right now. I don't know why I just did a reference like that. I think John Penn has rubbed off on me working on the chainsaw yesterday.
First down and 10, West Memphis at the Benton 49. High snap, McConnell takes, gives off to Loving, and he tries the right side. Benton defends that one better, Terry. Just a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, it was a much better defense. Jaden Woolbright crashing in that time and filling the gap and holding him to a 2-yard gain.
Searcy leads Greenwood 7-0 with 8:40 to go in the first quarter at Searcy, and the Lions are in the red zone again, trying to take a 2-score lead early. Second down and 8, West Memphis. Ball on the right hash as The Blue Devils move right to left in this first quarter. McConnell takes a snap, throws, catch made by Creighton at the 40, cuts to the middle of the field, and Creighton's going to have the first down to the Benton 36-yard line. Peyton Hudgens, Brett Barbary on the tackle. First down, Blue Devils at the Benton 36.
Yeah, the Panthers gave him too much of a cushion that time. They exploited it, got the ball out to him. It was an easy catch for him, and he was able to get up the field for another 4 yards.
Tight end to the right, H-back to the right, pistol set for West Memphis. Again, they run right to Loving. Loving hard to get down. Benton finally gets him down at the 32-yard line. Not only is he quick, he is shifty. Cedric Loving, the senior tailback for West Memphis.
Well, you can't forget about Moore also. I mean, Morris, I should say. Chris Morris they're running behind him right now, and they're doing it very effectively.
Second down and 6 for West Memphis. They fake to Loving, throw to Creighton. He goes up high to get it, pulls it down, and has the first down to the Benton 23-yard line. That's a 6'3" wide receiver with a good leaping ability, as you saw right there. Hauls it in, and Brad Harris takes a timeout. He's going to gather his defense up, Terry, and try to regroup.
Hey, I would say bring the whole team in on this timeout because I think this is a brilliant coaching move. And when our offense came off the field a while ago, I was even thinking to myself, we need to get a timeout right now and reset everybody on this football team because they have come out playing flat-footed, and this other team over across the field is too big and too fast to play flat-footed against.
Dio, you're trying to eavesdrop down there a little bit. Brad Harris trying to fire the troops up?
Well, yeah, he's fired up for sure, and I didn't have to eavesdrop very hard to hear him. Let's just put it that way. He is not happy with the way his team's playing right now. He's asking who's ready to play because we need somebody to start playing tonight.
Time for somebody on the PDC to step up and make a play. This is not the same defense we saw last Friday night. Searcy has scored again 14-0 over Greenwood midway through the first quarter at Searcy. It's 1st and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 23. As McConnell fakes to Loving, he's going to air it out, intended for Creighton, and Creighton can't haul it in as Cade Clark had it defended very well in the corner of the end zone.
Once again, Cade's running stride for stride, but he's a size disadvantage to the receiver, and that ball was right on the money. He dropped a touchdown pass right there. That ball was put perfectly, and he's got to catch that on the other side if they're going to score.
Second down and 10 following the incompletion. West Memphis at the Benton 23. Blue Devils lead 7-0. They give off to Loving. He comes left for the first time, and there's not a whole lot of running room. He gets to the 21, a gain of 2. Benton defended that one very well, Terry.
Well, there's not an SEC left guard over there, either. So I think the Panther defense is starting to adjust a little bit now, Jim, and we're starting to see better gap discipline for them.
Jaden Woolbright on the last tackle for the Panthers, his 92nd tackle of the season. 3rd down and 8, West Memphis. They're going to go to the air. The throw wide of Creighton, incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and 8, West Memphis at the Benton 21.
Yeah, I fully expect them I may be wrong. I fully expected them to go for it, but it looks like they're going to try a field goal.
Yeah, Colin Clark, the field goal kicker, comes on. He's going to put the tee down at the 28, so a 38-yard field goal attempt. Ball just to the right of the center of the field for Clark. Caden Smith is his holder. Eli Duncan will snap. Kick is up by Clark, and it is
no good.
It hit the crossbar and bounded away. No good. Freddie Reinhardt pumps both fists down on the sideline, and there's a momentum shift with the missed field goal.
Hey, you talk about getting the right bounce. Well, that was the right bounce. That's the bounce that Benton needed to start a little new momentum now. Hopefully this offense can come out, get in the quick game, and get some tempo going, get the ball down the field.
Watching the replay on our live feed, it almost looked like he kicked a sinker. That ball got up and just dove, hit the crossbar, bounded away. So Benton has held and takes over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, trailing 7-0. going to give it off to Casey Johnson on first down, and Casey is hit hard as he tried to get to the outside. Brandon Harvey on the tackle for West Memphis. A gain of 1, it'll be 2nd and 9.
This is what I was concerned about on our running game against this defense. We don't have the speed to get outside of these guys. We're going to have to run straight at them.
West Memphis showing 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and now you get a hard count, and West Memphis jumps offside. That'll give Benton 5 free yards and make it 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, anytime you can start 2nd and 4, that's when our offense is where it needs to be. That was a lucky break for the Panther offense.
Seen the Panthers twice now try to get West Memphis to jump, and we've seen movement. 1 offside. We'll see if Benton continues to do that throughout the ball game. 2nd down and 4 Panthers. Ball on the right hash mark. As Benton moves left to right, they're going to give to Casey Johnson running to the short side of the field. And, boy, the speed from Brandon Harvey, the linebacker, as he comes to the edge, tackles Casey for a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's a great example of what I was talking about. They've just got too much speed to try to get outside of them. We're going to have to really run right at them, and we're going to have to get into the quick game in order to move this ball.
3rd down and 2 Panthers. Ball at the 28-yard line. 5:30 to go in the first quarter. West Memphis leads 7-0. You give to Casey running left. Boy, the hole was there, and then it just closed immediately. Terry Carter and Davion Eason combine on the tackle, inches shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and less than a yard.
Well, these are the situations that you really don't want to be in. I mean, this normally you go for this, Jim. You put the heavy package in and you go for this, but with being down 7 points, I just don't think that we can afford to do that.
Preston Barker on to punt. His first punt traveled 38 yards. Jamal Creighton back to receive for West Memphis. This punt very high, and it's a shorter punt that hits at the West Memphis 47, takes a Blue Devil roll, and is going to be down by Brett Barbary again on the Benton side of the 50 at the 48-yard line. So West Memphis will once again start in Benton territory. Dio, we've seen the offense with 2 possessions and 2 3-and-outs.
Yeah, offense really struggling to get it going, and it's starting with the run game. They just are not giving, and Terry said it from down here, number 3, I don't know who that is, but number 3 came through his gap and chased Casey down to the outside. That's just not something you see. I mean, he came through the B gap, which is the gap between the guard and the tackle, and still made the tackle. That's impressive.
Brandon Harvey is the senior linebacker that made that play for West Memphis as Loving gets it on first down. Benton doing a much better job on the left side of the defensive line as Loving tried to run behind his right tackle, Justin Horns, again. And just a yard that time. Terry Benton's obviously made the adjustment after that big opening drive for West Memphis.
Well, they made the adjustment. With the thing they need to remember is that they've got to have that adjustment every single play. They've got to fight all the way through this football game.
2nd down and 9 for the Blue Devils. Pistol set with the tight end to the left, H-back to the left, 2 receivers split to the left. Now Duncan motions the H-back to the right. They're going to give it to Loving running right, and he runs into daylight. He's inside the 20-yard line, and he's going to be tackled, touchdown-saving tackle by Cade Clark. It's a gain all the way down to the Benton 19, a gain of 28 and a first down in the red zone for West Memphis.
Well, as soon as Benton made their defensive shift, you could see that the West Memphis offense saw the look that they wanted. They made their adjustment and big hole for a big gain.
First down and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 19-yard line. It's a first quarter that West Memphis has been totally in control of this far. Again to the ground, Loving tried to bounce to the right, cut it back to the inside, and he's going to pick up a yard to the Benton 18. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, it's a good job right there by Justin Walker jamming up the middle of the line of scrimmage that time. We need a big game out of him, gumming up that middle and forcing them into our defense.
2nd down and 9 West Memphis. Clock under 3 minutes in this first quarter. Trey Maxwell going to play it Down defensive end. Benton moves the spur up on the end, too, and that was the lick. Montario Mack met Loving in the backfield, dislodged the football before the handoff could be made cleanly. There is a pile, and the Benton Panthers have come up with it, and who else but Jaden Woolbright recovers the fumble. Boy, Dio, what a lick by Montario Mack.
Well, that's just what Benton needed. Montario Mack on a blitz call right there. Coach Wynn was over here. He was hollering out. He knew what the play was. He recognized that formation, sent Montario, and boy, Montario got there with a bad attitude. That's exactly what this Panther team needs. Now the offense needs to capitalize on it.
So the Panthers get the forced fumble that Jaden Woolbright recovers at the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Let's see if the offense can get something started as Brown is pressured and has to throw under pressure. Brandon Harvey, we have seen him all over the place. Late flag comes in as Brown threw it away, Terry, and I'm afraid we're going to get a grounding call.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get away with it, but that's a good call. He threw it into the ground. There was no receiver there. It's intentional grounding, and that's going to cost Benton.
So the intentional grounding comes with a loss of down, and that's going to be disastrous as they'll mark it off from the 13. They're going to put the ball all the way back at the 7-yard line, loss of down, and it is going to be 2nd and 22 for the Panthers. Two receivers to each side of the formation, lone back in the backfield as Randy Shaw signals in the play from offensive coordinator Justin Ray to quarterback Garrett Brown, who takes the snap, fakes to Casey Johnson, throws to Braxton Slaughter in the seam, through his hands, picked off by West Memphis, and that is going to be a pick-6 touchdown for the Blue Devils as Tamarius Bell, the sophomore cornerback, picked it off and took it to the end zone, and West Memphis goes up 13-0 with 2:21 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Brown is really, really struggling with accuracy right now, and that time Braxton Slaughter got to the ball. It was a little bit out in front of him. The ball squirted through his hands and right into the hands of the defender, and there was nobody in front of him. He had clean sailing all the way into the end zone. The Panthers are really in a hole right now.
13-0. Colin Clark on to attempt the extra point. West Memphis running a player on late in that point after touchdown protection. Caden Smith will hold. There's the snap and the hold, and the kick by Colin Clark sails through the uprights. And with 2:21 to go in the first quarter, West Memphis takes a 14-0 lead over the Benton Panthers on the strength of a pick-6 by Tamarius Bell, their sophomore cornerback. And, boy, Dio, just not the start you wanted.
No, it's really not. Garrett Brown's going to have to stop panicking in the backfield. That's what happened on the intentional grounding. He really, I mean, he got chased a little bit, but you could see that he panicked, got rid of the ball really before he needed to. I mean, could have looked downfield further or could have thrown it out of bounds over Hudgens' head, but just panicked. And then on that play, I think he's just getting a little bit quick with his mechanics, and that's what's causing the errant throws. You can tell when a quarterback misses high, it means they're overstriding, and if they're missing to the left or to the right, they're not putting their plant foot in the right spot. Well, he's doing both, which means he's feeling rushed in the pocket, and he just needs to settle down and make the throws he knows how to make.
Uncharacteristic of Garrett, Terry. He's usually very, very poised and cool back there. A little jittery tonight for Garrett Brown. As Colin Clark's kickoff is going to be fielded by Jaden Nash. He returns over the 30-yard line to the 33. So good field position, comparatively speaking. It's time for the Panther offense to get in gear.
Well, we've got to get them in situations where they can get in gear. We've got to start throwing some of these short passes and quick passes so that the quarterback can get in a rhythm and get some confidence. Right now, he's struggling with confidence. And unless we can figure out how to get him out of that, we're going to have a hard time moving the football against this defense.
Panthers with 3 total yards and no first downs thus far. And this will be the 4th Panther possession of this first quarter. As they break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage, Tristan Redd is in there at right guard for the Panthers. As Brad Harris mentioned, first time since Cabot that all the Panther offensive linemen in there. As Brown drops back and throws wide of Gavin Wells, incomplete at the 42. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, another deep pass that we seem intent on forcing that ball way down the field. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think it's good for our offensive line to have to try to hold that defensive line that long. We need some quick passes in order to get this offense moving.
And your key to victory, tempo. They have not been able to find any tempo in this first quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Is going to throw it short this time. Catch made by Braxton Slaughter, and it's going to go for a short 1-yard gain as West Memphis on the edge to Marius Bell and Jalen Armstrong make the tackle. 3rd and long, Panthers.
Yeah, they got it out to the flats that time, and there was 2 guys waiting on him. You got to have some downfield blockers to run that kind of deal, and hopefully we'll be able to get something right across the middle or somewhere up in the seam really quick. And he's got the right coverage for it right now with the man-to-man.
Brown takes a snap, rolls to his left. They're going to set up the throwback
There
screen to the right. Blockers out there. Braxton Slaughter going to be upended by Jalen Armstrong, the safety who came up to make the tackle at the 40-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 3, and Benton will punt it away.
Well, Benton's doing another 3 and out, but at least, hey, I like the play call right there. They got it to Braxton, and they got him in a situation where he had downfield blockers. West Memphis just made a great defensive play.
Barbary will snap. Barker will punt it away. Good snap. Preston off the side of his foot. It's high and to the right. Hits at the 40 and takes a bit and roll, and is going to be downed at the 35-yard line by Brett Barbary. So West Memphis finally going to start a possession again on their side of the 50 is the Blue Devil offense will come onto the field with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter, leading 14-0. Up in White County, Searcy leads Greenwood 21-7 with 3:24 to go in the first quarter. Dio?
Well, I was just going to – the reason we're trying to throw those deeper passes is to loosen up that secondary, playing that tight cover zero so we can do those quick throws. Hopefully we'll be able to connect on something to loosen that up a little bit because those guys are playing so tight, they're just taking all that quick game away from us.
As Monterio Mack, a little overzealous, jumps offside for the Panther defense, a 5-yard penalty. It's now 1st and 5 for West Memphis. Bryant leads Bentonville West 14-0 in the first quarter. The Hornets off to a better start in Saline County tonight than the Panthers. So let's see if the Panther defense can grab some momentum back here in this one as Owens McConnell will take the snap on 1st and 5, drop back. He's looking deep, airing it out deep, and that ball is caught. Cade Clark tried to bat it away, but the catch is made by Jamarius Rogers down to the Benton 22-yard line, and West Memphis has burned Benton deep again. It's 1st down and 10 at the Panther 22.
Well, when they execute that well, I mean, you can't do nothing about that. That coverage was about as good as you could possibly cover it, and he just put the ball right on the money.
Owens McConnell has been on point for West Memphis throwing the football. That gained 38 yards, and it's 1st down and 10 West Memphis. Direct snap to Cedric Loving. Ball comes free, and there is a scramble for it back at the 25. Panthers are saying they have it as players continue to scramble for the loose ball at the 25-yard line. Referees trying to sort it out. This would be the 2nd fumble recovery for the Panthers. It is. So referee signals Benton football. It is Panther football at the 25-yard line as Trey Maxwell came up with the fumble.
Hey, you can't ask more out of your defense. I mean, they've held them to 7 points and have 2 turnovers with their back against the wall the whole night. Outside of that first drive, they've really tightened up and playing good football right now. We just need the offense to make the same adjustments. They need to make sure that they can get the ball down and focus on getting that 1st down and not necessarily just the touchdown.
Jaden Woolbright forced the fumble, his 3rd forced fumble of the season. Trey Maxwell recovered it, and it's 1st down and 10 Panthers at their own 26. Brown takes a snap, rolls to the right, catch by Gavin Wells at the 30-yard line, and he is hit immediately by Jalen Armstrong. That senior safety for West Memphis is making his presence known in the defensive backfield as the first quarter has come to an end. The horn sounds, and as we end the first quarter, it's West Memphis 14, Benton nothing. This is Benton Panther Playoff Football on 94.1 The Point and the Benton Football Network.
Family and community go hand in hand. That's why ACDI proudly calls downtown Benton our home and why we are excited to be a part of this community. Hi, I'm Josh Lane, the team captain at ACDI. My teammates understand the importance of serving in the community, and at ACDI, we'll always make that a priority. We are proud sponsors of the Benton Panther football team and thankful to share our family with this great hometown. Go Panthers!
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Second quarter, it's been Benton's best scoring quarter of the season. Let's see if they can get it going here. Long pass caught, made as diving and making the catch, Peyton Hudgens on the far sideline all the way down to the West Memphis 27. What a catch.
Man, what a catch by Peyton Hudgens. Laid out for it that time, Jim, and came down with the football. What an incredible catch by Peyton Hudgens.
That play goes for 43 yards. First down, Panthers at the Blue Devil 27. Brown throws. Catch made Gavin Wells. Gavin almost broke the tackle by Armstrong at the 22. That's a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5, and now the Panthers are getting that tempo going, Terry.
Well, that's right. And that, you know, the way that you beat a pass rush and bigger guys up front is you get the ball out quick. And that's what they're doing right now, and it's working.
Panthers moving right to left in the second quarter. Second down and 5 at the West Memphis 22. Ball on the near hash mark. Braden Murdoch split to the short side of the field. Nash and Wells to the wide side of the field. Brown takes the snap, drops back, good pocket, throws with time, catch, touchdown, Gavin Wells. Gavin Wells on the post, caught it, touchdown, Benton. With 10:54 to go in the first half, it's 14-6.
Beautiful strike by Garrett Brown. What a play and what a route ran by Rowdy. He got across the middle, caught the ball, touchdown Panthers. Huge touchdown.
Boy, the second quarter, it changes the Panthers' fortunes again as Brian Araujo's extra point is good. Just like a totally different offense as soon as the quarter changed. And the big play to Peyton Hudgens, Dio, got it all started.
Well, I think we just needed to be going towards the indoor for it to work, because that kind of mirrored what West Memphis did when they got the ball. They go right out and throw the deep pass first thing. So maybe that's just the formula. So we need to be, hey, we'll be facing this way in the fourth quarter. That's fantastic. So that works well. No, that was a great job by the offensive line, giving Garrett Brown a little bit of time. You can tell he settled down a little bit. He got that first throw to Gavin Wells on this series, got it completed, made some positive yards. He had a few completions on the, well, he was 4 for 4, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, so as a good series for him, that should get him settled down, and he can light these boys up all night. Justin Ray will start picking apart this defense as he starts forcing them into different coverages with the looks he's giving them.
4-play, 74-yard touchdown drive, and as Dio mentioned, Garrett Brown 4 for 4 on that touchdown drive as Brian Araujo's kick is going to force Elijah Ewells back to the 1. He's returning it right up the numbers to the 20 where he's crunched by the Benton kick coverage, and West Memphis will have 80 yards in front of him, leading 14-7, but the momentum beginning to shift to the maroon and gray, Terry.
Well, it certainly did for one series. Now let's hope that the PDC will come in, man, if we could get a 3-and-out right here, this ball game would be changing.
Well, the Panthers have forced 2 West Memphis turnovers in the ball game, a couple of fumbles that the Panthers have recovered. And West Memphis will have it first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. It's a 14-7 game, and West Memphis is going to line up with Kendarius Moore, their linebacker, in a wildcat look. And now we've got a marker that is thrown and a timeout called by West Memphis before the penalty. Is they're going to wave it off. The West Memphis offense will go to the sideline to meet with their coaches. The PDC comes to the Benton sideline to meet with Blake Dorsey, Bobby Wynn, Rusty Davis, the Panther defensive coaches. Boy, a 3-and-out be awesome right here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. They lucked out that time because they had 5 guys in the backfield. They were about to get an illegal formation call, which is what the flag was. And head coach spotted it and got his timeout before the flag.
Their head coach is Billy Elmore in his 6th season. He has a couple of state championships already, one at Glen Rose in 2007 and one at Stuttgart in 2012. First down and 10 following the timeout for West Memphis. They've got twin wingbacks and 2 men back there to take a direct snap. They send a man in motion, direct snap it to Kendarius Moore to get numbers on the edge. Moore is outside beyond the 30 up the West Memphis sideline. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That is 18 yards for the senior linebacker / wildcat quarterback for West Memphis.
Boy, they did get numbers that time. They had everybody blocked. And, man, he's got so much speed as a linebacker. You see why all these D1 schools are looking at him. And once he got to the edge, he was downfield in a hurry.
Had a 64-yard touchdown run, a 58-yard touchdown run against Lake Hamilton last week. Same play as they go back to Moore running left, and Moore was hit by Jaden Woolbright. Boy, what a collision at the 43-yard line, a gain of 5 at 2nd and 5.
Well, I wouldn't want to be the sandwich in between that.
Oh, my.
That was a big-time hit by Jaden Woolbright, and I'm not really sure who delivered the hit.
Moore and Woolbright. Massive collision. 2nd down and 5 for West Memphis at their own 43-yard line. Same play running right. This time Loving keeps it, and Loving is going to be tackled by Caleb Kaufman, the senior defensive end, at the 42-yard line. That's a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd down and 6, Blue Devils.
Well, Caleb Kaufman just ran him down from behind. That was an excellent job of pursuit that time by Caleb Kaufman. Big-time play. It leaves a long 3rd down. And I saw Dylan Barnum run off of the field with a looked like he tweaked an ankle or something. But he's come off on the field.
So
Jackson Drury's come on.
Gianni Vanucci back at free safety. They move Kane Simmons up to an outside linebacker spot. The catch made by Creighton, and that is going to be a 1st down as they're going to mark his forward progress to the 50-yard line. West Memphis needed 6. They pick up 8 and move the chains. 1st down, Blue Devils.
Well, they got a lucky spot that time because he was still running, and they allowed the play to continue, but then they gave him the benefit of the forward spot.
Creighton a little gingerly moving coming out of that tackle. It's 1st down and 10, West Memphis, right at midfield. It's West Memphis moving toward the south end of the stadium. Again, snap back to Kendarius Moore running left, and Moore going to pick up 5 yards to the 45-yard line. Terry, they're just trying to outnumber Benton on the edge, Kane Simmons and Jaden Woolbright on the tackle.
Well, we've seen this before. I mean, this is what Lake Hamilton tried to do to us, and to some extent in a different formation, it's what Jonesboro tried to do as well. But Benton was able to handle both of those situations. They're playing pretty competitive right now, but, boy, we sure could use a good 2nd down play to get them behind the sticks.
Tyreek Thomas checks into the West Memphis backfield. He is going to set up to the side of Kendarius Moore. Again, two quarterbacks back there. The direct snap to Moore running left, and Moore's going to pick up 2 yards to the 43. A penalty flag thrown on the play as Moore picked up 2 yards, and we'll see if the play stands.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little extracurricular there in the pile-up. We'll see what the call is.
It's referee Landon Trusty talking with his crew. They've got the ball marked at the 43, and we've still not gotten an indication as to what the penalty is. It's going to be a false start against West Memphis, as he's asking Brad Harris if he wants to accept the penalty or decline it. And Brad Harris says back him up.
Absolutely.
So they'll mark that one from the original line of scrimmage, which was the 45. Back West Memphis up 5.
That's the negative play that I was talking about that we needed. Now we need to stop on second down, and we've got them behind the sticks. And that's where, that's a good place for us, just like it was against Lake Hamilton.
Billy Elmore, the head coach of West Memphis, is out on the field with his hands on his hips, yelling at the officiating crew. He not happy about that call.
Elmore's a good coach. 43 wins.
Storms off to the West Memphis sideline in disgust. Second down and 10 as Shepard motions to the left. They're going to direct snap to Moore running left. Moore has the first down as he falls over the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Terry, they're just getting us outnumbered on the edge.
They are, and using their explosive speed. That's the one thing that this team has, and a lot of they have a lot of speed, and they're just beating us to the edge. They've got men out there blocking, and it's difficult for the Panthers to hold them.
First down and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 39-yard line. 2 receivers to each side, 2 wing backs. Now Shepard motions. They've got power to the left. Moore is running left. Again, he gets around the corner, and he picks up 6 yards to the 33. They're getting 5 and 6 yards a pop on first down.
Well, I've noticed that, the last 3 plays at least, once they make their shift and they get the numbers, there's no adjustment from us on our part. And it's just basic math at that point.
Jalen Shepard, the tight end H-back, is motioned from right to left. They've got Eli Duncan, the H-back, set to the left and just trying to overpopulate the edge on the Benton defense. Second down and 4. 7:07 to go in the first half. West Memphis leads 14-7. We got the same play as McConnell checks back in. Direct snap to him. They're going to throw it this time, and the bobbling catch is made for the touchdown. That's a touchdown West Memphis as they crossed Benton up with the pass, and Draylon Brown made the catch in the end zone as he was falling down, bobbled it, hauled it in. Touchdown West Memphis, 33 yards, and it's 20-7.
Well, it was good coverage for a while until he turned his head, and then he slowed his pace and couldn't keep up with the receiver. The receiver was able to break away at the very end and score the big touchdown.
Fourth catch of the season for Draylon Brown. The extra point by Colin Clark is up, and it is good, and West Memphis has taken a 2-score lead at 21-7 as Dio, they just kind of ran, and when Benton got ready to stop the run, they threw it over the top again.
Well, like you said, the kitchen sink is what West Memphis has kind of thrown at their offense, and Benton seeing a little bit of that tonight with kind of multiple formations, just really multiple styles of play to get used to. And West Memphis really having their way with this PDC defensive line, which is really surprising me because that's the strength of our play is our box play, but they are tearing us up. You can see confusion out of our linebackers trying to get the play call in. I really just think that at halftime we're going to need to make some quality adjustments and kind of give these guys a new understanding of what they're looking at, because I'm telling you, it doesn't look like they've practiced against a scout team that's done anything like this all week. If they did, they didn't pay attention because they don't look like they know what's going on.
So we've really just seen the power and the deep pass tonight out of the West Memphis offense. It's a lot of formations, but really just two primary plays.
Well, that's right, and you know, we've seen a lot of this on film. I mean, they've run a lot of this, especially in the last 3 to 4 weeks, and they're just doing whatever they want right now.
Colin Clark's sky kick will be fielded at the 20-yard line. That's Braden Murdoch, on the catch, and he is going to be tackled at the 21-yard line. So the Benton offense that found some rhythm on the last possession, Terry, going to have to find it again with the Panthers down 14 at 21-7 with 6:53 to go in the second quarter.
Look, if they'll just execute, I don't have I'm not worried about our offense. I came into this game worried about our defense, not because I think our defense is soft, but because the areas that we perform the worst at are the areas that they perform the best at.
Trips to the left, single receiver right as Garrett Brown throws, and miscommunication between the receivers. Brown's pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that time there was a mix-up on the routes, and Garrett threw to a spot, but there was nobody there.
Ball on the right hash for the Panthers is going to bunch 3 receivers. Slaughter, Wells, and Hudgens to the left. Single receiver is Murdoch to the right. Casey Johnson in the backfield with Garrett Brown. Snap clock at 5 seconds. There's a snap fake to Johnson. The throw, Braden Murdoch makes the catch on the West Memphis sideline, steps out of bounds at the 33. Gain of 12 and a Benton Panther first down.
Now Brown's starting to get into a rhythm. That was a really good back shoulder throw, and the Panther offense is starting to kind of click on that passing game.
Panther offense to the line. They marked him to the 34. So 13 yards on that last pass. First down and 10, Panthers. Again, West Memphis showing cover 0, all-man defense. As Brown on a double move, hits Gavin Wells into West Memphis territory to the 39-yard line. And the Panthers get a good double move by Gavin Wells. Garrett Brown on point on the pass. First down, Benton at the West Memphis 39.
Yeah, it was a nice route and a nice throw by Garrett Brown on the move. Good job by the Panthers.
27 yards on that completion. 4 receivers to the right now for Benton. So Brown pumps. Brown throws. Braxton Slaughter. Catch! Touchdown, Benton! As Brown pump faked and Braxton Slaughter got alone in the seam for the score. 39 yards for the Benton touchdown, and Benton's cut it to 21-13.
Yeah, and then we saw that new speed from Braxton, too. He caught that ball at about the 15-yard line and outran the defender for the touchdown. Excellent execution, and good job.
We got an alum heading into the press box, Simeon Watson. A lot of Benton Panthers coming back home on Thanksgiving weekend. Good to see Simeon, one of our all-time favorites. We need Simeon to get out there and man a cornerback spot and make a pick 6, huh? Brian Arajo's extra point is up and good. The ROTC's doing push-ups, and the Panthers have cut it to 7 at 21-14. Man, you need to get down there on sideline and fire that defense up, buddy.
I'm sure Coach Harrison can find you a jersey somewhere.
Yeah. Old number 17, Simeon Watson, one of our all-time favorites. And comes in right at the right time as Benton scores to cut the lead to 21-14. 4 plays, 79 yards. That's back-to-back 4-play touchdown drives, 79 and 74 yards, Terry. The offense beginning to click.
That's right. They are, and you can see that, Now West Memphis's defense is playing back on their heels a little bit, but more importantly, Garrett Brown is getting into a rhythm now. He came off of that one after that pick six, and it seemed like that turned the switch. And ever since then, he's been playing really, really well.
Brian Araujo's kickoff is going to come down to Elijah Yules at the 8-yard line. He's returning up the near side numbers to the 23. Boy, that was good kick coverage.
Sure was.
That time by the Panthers' Cade Smith. Garrett Brown, 7 for his last 8 passing on those back-to-back touchdown drives.
Yeah, he's been on the money. And that's what we need because that's complete game changer. I know that our defense is struggling a little bit right now, but I feel certain that the defense is going to figure this out, and they're going to start making adjustments. When they do, if the offense is clicking, then we don't have scoreboard problems.
Offense has found its rhythm. Time for the defense to do the same as Loving and McConnell prepare for the snap. Loving takes the snap, running left, trying to follow a lead block by his quarterback, Owens McConnell, and he's going to pick up a couple of yards. Bryce Gallagher with a good tackle for the Benton defense.
Big tackle by Bryce Gallagher. That was a nice lick. And I'll tell you this, you go through an entire game and the defense is laying the licks like we're seeing out there right now, that starts to take a toll.
So the Panther defense having a hard time getting the right personnel on the field. A timeout called. Brad Harris is hopping mad. That's about as mad as I've ever seen Brad Harris, as he's forced to take a timeout that he doesn't want to take. Dio, this West Memphis offense kind of getting in Benton's head and having trouble getting the right personnel on.
Well, yeah, they just keep throwing up all these different formations and personnel packages. And, I don't know that our defense really had as much time this week to get prepared for what all they thought they might see or what. But we're just having some trouble substituting these guys and knowing who's supposed to be where. Almost had too many men on the field right there. So that's what happens. I think we've had a couple players. Burnham's out, so, he's not out there. So just some new guys out there right now trying to figure things out.
As Cade Clark is at one corner, Peyton Hudgens at the other corner. Jackson Drury and Kane Simmons out there as well on 2nd down and 8. Owens McConnell takes the snap, throws deep, and this time he overthrows his intended receiver, Jamal Creighton. Cade Clark in coverage for the Panthers. It'll be 3rd down and 8, Terry. This is a really big play in this first half. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it really is. And, they're picking on Cade Clark a lot. And that's a dude that's got 6 interceptions on the season. I don't know if I'd be picking on him.
Seen him hit a couple of 3 big pass plays in this first half. And Cade stride for stride on 2 of those. 3rd down and 8 for West Memphis. McConnell going to throw for Creighton, and it's through his hands, incomplete. Again, Clark in coverage for the Panthers. They continue to try to pick on Cade, and that time they come up empty. It's 4th and 8 for West Memphis.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction. They keep throwing that ball at Cade, and he's going to take one of those.
He's going to pull a Simeon Watson before the night's over, isn't he?
Hey, my favorite Simeon Watson moment, I think it was Jacksonville. I walked by Simeon in pregame, and I said, is it going to be 1 tonight or 2? And he just looked at me. He said, it's going to be 2. And sure enough, he picked off 2 passes.
4th down and 8, and West Memphis is going to punt it away as Caden Smith back to punt. Boy, the Panthers almost blocked it. Smith, line drive punt that Gavin Wells will fair catch at the 38-yard line. And the Panthers, Terry, an eyelash away from another block punt.
Boy, it sure was. And that would have been, especially considering it would have happened at about the 18-yard line, that would have been a huge momentum breaker in this game.
So 1st and 10 Panthers at the 38-yard line, and as rough as this first half has felt, a touchdown drive here will tie this ball game.
I would take a reset.
1st down and 10, Casey Johnson in the backfield. Garrett Brown and the offense have been in rhythm on back-to-back touchdown drives of 74 and 79 yards. It's 1st down and 10. They Brown fakes to Johnson. He's going to throw for Gavin Wells. Tried to make a one-hand catch across the way and couldn't hold on to it at the 42. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, that one was just out of reach, and he floated it perfect. I mean, it was a great pass, but it was just out of reach of Gavin, who was trying to hold off the defender. You know, that's the one thing about this offense is when that quarterback is throwing the ball, when Garrett is getting the ball down the field, he's got 5 solid targets out there. That's hard for any defense.
2nd down, quick pass out to Peyton Hudgens. Makes the catch, and he's going to carry to the 45-yard line. That's going to leave Benton with a 3rd down and 4, Terry, with 4:50 to go in the first half.
Well, anytime you're inside 3rd and 5, I start feeling good with our playbook, and a lot of options that the quarterback has right now on this next play.
Slaughter, Hutchinson, Wells, bunch to the right. Murdoch to the left. Oh, my word. The end on the near side clearly in the neutral zone. Referee holds on to the flag. Panther offense resets. 3rd and less than 5. Give to Casey Johnson. Coming near side. Makes a man miss. That's a good run by Casey for the 1st down to the 49-yard line. Move the chains.
Yeah, it was a nice little wiggle right there and made the guy miss, and then was able to land on top of the guy and roll over across for the 1st down. Excellent job by Casey Johnson.
Giving the roll to midfield. 1st down and 10 Panthers right at midfield. Casey to the sideline. Gavin Wells checks into the backfield. Jaden Nash checks in at wide receiver. Trips to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Brown takes a snap, looking right, throwing right. Catch in the seam by Braxton Slaughter for a gain of 7 down to the West Memphis 43.
Man, it's a great job that time by Braxton of hauling that ball in and make sure he made the reception. Got a good, it looks like we've got a player down. Is that
Kendarius Moore, Terry, who is their dual threat, and he's holding the back of his left knee.
Man, that would be a huge injury for him, and I'd hate to see that. He is such a good player.
He's trying to get up, and he is going to sit back down, and, boy, do not like to see that as Kendarius Moore is an outstanding high school football player for the Blue Devils, and now he's being helped up by some of his teammates. Billy Elmore taking an opportunity to give instructions to his defense. For those of you looking on the screen, the white-haired gentleman walking behind the young men, that is Grafton Moore, legendary head coach from West Memphis. This is his 42nd season, he told me, as we visited before the game. 42nd season. He was the head coach at West Memphis for 20-plus years. He's continued to help with the football program as Moore assisted to the sideline. 1st down, the throw. Catch in the seam. Gavin Wells. Stiff arm makes a man miss. Touchdown, Gavin Wells. As we were going down Grafton Moore memory lane as Kendarius Moore helped to the sideline. The Benton defense, after the play was marked, offense hurried to the line, hit Gavin Wells. Terry, who did what Gavin Wells does, touchdown of 43 yards for the Panthers.
Well, it's an excellent job by Justin Ray of just taking what the defense gave, and they gave him no safety coverage at all. Gavin was wide open.
Brian Arajo's extra point is up. It's good with 3:31 to go in the first half. We are tied 21-21 tonight in the state semifinals. Dio, the offense is clicking.
And the sideline has woken up. The mood on this side of the field is totally different. Before, it kind of felt like a Sunday brunch, just kind of leisurely there. We're just going to kind of hang out. There might be a football game, there might not, but they're playing right now. You can see it in their eyes when they come off the field. Gavin Wells, he's fired up. I'd get the ball in his hands a couple more times tonight if I were Coach Ray, because he doesn't want to go home. He's not done for the season. He told me that yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but Wednesday.
Well, you remember last year it was Gavin Wells after those 2 onside kicks that really sparked the Benton offense.
That's right.
In the first part of that 3rd quarter to the big win last year. So we are tied at 21. Boy, things took a good turn once Simeon joined us up here in the press box, didn't it?
I was just about to say, Simeon's not allowed to leave at this point.
Pull up a chair as Araujo's kick fielded by Yules at the 10. He's returning it to the far side. Hit, breaks a tackle, hit again. Flag comes flying in as Yules is going to be tackled short of the 20-yard line, and we'll see what the marker is.
Well, I think they're going to call a face mask, but I thought he had his jersey. He spun him around, but I thought he had his jersey and not the face mask.
That's one where I will say that I saw the finger across the face mask bullet. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see what a ref sees from down here sometimes. Sometimes I can't see it, but that time it was pretty clear. But it was only one finger.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
No, I completely missed that. He had more than one finger, Dio.
Yeah, and on the replay, you could see it clearly, a personal foul face mask, the 15-yard.
Well, that was the right call.
It absolutely was, and that'll put the ball at the 34-yard line following the enforcement of the penalty. It's first down and 10, West Memphis. Is Cedric Loving going to take the direct snap in the Wildcat? Run left, and he's not running anywhere because of Justin Walker, who hog-tied him for a loss of 1.
Justin Walker just laid a big-time hit. Got off that block. They had him double-teamed that time. He got off the block and was able to make a huge play. That was a big-time move by the 6'2", 270-pound junior. Good news is we're going to get a full season out of him next year.
No doubt. Justin Walker came in with 23 tackles, and he has played a lot bigger than his stat line in that noseman spot. Second down and 10 for West Memphis as Loving takes the snap. He was going to run left behind McConnell, but a penalty marker blows the play dead. And a false start against West Memphis will back them up 5 and make it second down and 15, Blue Devils at the 29.
Yeah, negative play. That's what we needed. We need these guys back behind the chains. They don't perform well when they do that. That's when they're going to start throwing it up. I'm looking for them probably to try to go after Cade Clark again. Let's see if Cade makes a play.
Cedric Loving and Owens McConnell set in the dual quarterback role. Shepard motions to the left, and again a penalty flag is thrown, and again a false start against West Memphis. The Blue Devils are going backward, and Benton Panther fans love it.
I'm not sure what they're doing on that motion move, but whatever it is, it's wrong, and the referees are flagging it every time.
So it is second down and 20 following back-to-back false starts on the West Memphis offense. It's Blue Devil football at the 24. McConnell takes the snap, throws, catches made at the 32, trying to get to the outside after the catch. Jamarius Rogers and Peyton Hudgens is going to make the tackle at the 36-yard line. And it'll be third down and 8 for West Memphis.
Well, that was a good tackle that time by Hudgens. They threw it his way that time because he had about a 9-yard cushion. And anytime you give a wide receiver that much cushion, they're going to try to attack it.
Clock under 2 minutes and counting in the first half as A.D. Nethery comes in and gives Simeon a big old hug. Third down and 8 for West Memphis at the 36. Motion to the left. McConnell takes a snap, throwing left, and that ball getting a finger on it. Jaden Walbright deflects it away, and it's 4th and 8.
4th and 8. More importantly, there's still 1 minute and 39 seconds left on the clock. That's enough time for the Panther offense to get down the field and maybe get at least within field goal range, if not a touchdown.
Panthers have a touchdown drive of 1 minute 15, 52 seconds, and 1 minute 42, all in this second quarter. As Caden Smith is on to punt for West Memphis. Gavin Wells is back deep to receive for the Panthers. Wells stands at the Benton 34, and now we've got a whistle, and a timeout is going to be called by West Memphis with 1 minute 38 to go and 4th down and 8.
Now that was an interesting timeout.
Well, saw the Blue Devils hit Lake Hamilton with a fake punt last week on 4th and 9 on their own end of the field right about this spot. You wouldn't expect them to do anything like that here late in the first half of a tie football game.
Well, not as leaky as their defense has been the last 3 possessions. I would think I'd want to scoot the Panthers back as far as I could get them.
As Caden Smith, the punter, will come back on. Eli Duncan, their H-back, is their deep snapper. Gavin Wells back deep to receive for the Panthers. Caden Smith stands at his own 22-yard line to punt this one away. Ball in the center of the field. There is no wind to speak of. As a snapback, it's a low snap. Smith fields it and gets it away. It's a wobbly spiral that Wells is going to make a sliding catch of at the Benton 32-yard line. So the Panthers have it 68 yards away, Terry, with 1:32 to go in the half.
Well, I mean, all you can hope for is to get the game back tied and have the ball to go into the half, and that's our scenario. So hopefully this Panther offense will be able to come up. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a situational play in this drive.
A situational play, huh?
A situation. That's what Coach Nethery used to call those.
So we'll see what Justin Ray and Brad Harris have in mind here on 1st down and 10 at the Benton 32. Game tied at 21-21 with 1:32 to go in the first half. An empty gun for Brown as he throws catch. Peyton Hudgens is wide open. Over the 40, makes a man miss, dances up the sideline. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Benton Panthers as Peyton Hudgens dives into the end zone. Who needs 1:32? That took 13 seconds. Brown to Hudgens, and the Panthers have scored 4 times here in the second quarter to take a 27-21 lead over West Memphis.
Holy smokes. Did you see that move on the sideline? Then he tight ropes for about 25 yards down the sideline and then outran the rest of the defense.
Brian Arajo's extra point is up. It is good. 28-21. It has been an unbelievable offensive outburst here in this second quarter, Terry. All 28 points in the second quarter.
When the cork came out of the bottle, the suds ran everywhere. I mean, wow, what an offensive explosion in this second quarter.
Dio, the second quarter has been good to Benton all year, and it really has been good to the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, it has been good, and they needed it to be good after a dismal first quarter. Hey, let me tell you something. If it could not have gotten any closer, I don't think there was but maybe one blade of turf between Peyton Hudgens' shoe and out of bounds. He was so close to being out, but they didn't call it, and he scored, so that's a good thing. And you know what? They were setting up. I don't know if you noticed, Gavin Wells was streaking down the sideline on that wheel route. That was going to be a setup for later. They don't need later now with Peyton Hudgens doing all the heavy lifting.
159 points scored this season in the second quarter alone.
Yeah, the second quarter is the Panthers' quarter. I mean, we scored 131 points up to this game, and they've had 28 in this quarter. Man, what a great performance in the second quarter by the Panther offense.
It's Arajo's kickoff, and Brian booms that one. Cedric Loving is going to return it from the 1-yard line. Up the numbers on the near side, and the Panther kick coverage again stellar as they stop him short of the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st down and 10 Blue Devils.
How about Brian Arajo?
Yes, sir.
Man, he's just turned into a weapon the second part of this. Ever since the El Dorado game, man, he's just been playing. I mean, he kicks that one all the way down to the 1-yard line.
That Benton soccer program paying dividends on the gridiron.
Yeah, you ought to come see him play goalie, too, if you think he can kick the football. He can stop the soccer ball, too.
1st down and 10, West Memphis going to snap it from their own 18-yard line. A 28-point outburst in the second quarter has put Benton up 28-21. Loving tries the left side of the offensive line, and he is smothered at the line of scrimmage. Montario Mack in there again on the tackle, Terry, and that's been one of the adjustments, getting Montario Mack up near the line and Montario in on the tackle.
Yeah, he's Monterio's a good physical player. He reminds me of our buddy here, Simeon, back in the day. Simeon was a little undersized sometimes against some of those receivers, but you didn't want him to hit you.
Monterio with a forced fumble in this first half that was big for the Panther defense. 2nd down and 9, West Memphis. They're going to hand it off to Loving coming right, and a good tackle by Austin Drury at the 23-yard line will make it 3rd down and 6 for West Memphis as the clock at 15 seconds and counting in the first half.
How good is it to see Austin Drury back out on the field?
No doubt.
Yeah, I thought he was out this game. That's great to see him out there.
Austin battling back from injury he suffered in the Greenwood game. This is his first action since. As the horn sounds, and it is an enthusiastic Benton Panther team that is heading to the indoor complex, leading 28-21 tonight over West Memphis in the state semifinals. Take a quick peek up in Searcy. Searcy leads Greenwood 35-21 with 40 seconds to go in the first half there. We're going to take a break and come back with our Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show. This is Benton Panther playoff football tonight on 94.1 The Point in the Benton Football Network.
Family and community go hand in hand. That's why ACDI proudly calls downtown Benton our home and why we are excited to be a part of this community. Hi, I'm Josh Lane, the team captain at ACDI. My teammates understand the importance of serving in the community, and at ACDI, we'll always make that a priority. We are proud sponsors of the Benton Panther football team and thankful to share our family with this great hometown. Go Panthers!
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road. Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department, where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug, in the heart of downtown Benton.
Well, what a thrilling second quarter. It was a first quarter where the Panthers really struggled out of the gate. Looked like they kind of had a little bit of Thanksgiving leftovers sitting heavy on their legs. They weren't moving at their normal rhythm. But, boy, that Panther team woke up in the second quarter. 28 points in the second quarter, and Benton leads West Memphis tonight in the state semifinals, 28-21 at halftime. This is the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show. And we are joined by the head Panther baseball coach, Mark Ballesteri. Mark, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
You've got an unbelievable facility over here lit up tonight for a really good crowd of Benton Panther fans to see, maybe folks that hadn't seen it under the lights. Man, how proud are you of this Everett Field?
Oh, I can't keep my eyes off of it.
Man.
It's incredible. I mean, it's you know, everything you want in a baseball field and a stadium, and it's these kids in our community have something to really be proud of.
I know real good friend Mickey Duval, who's the voice of the Russellville Cyclones, was here for the state baseball tournament that you hosted back in the spring, and he just raved about the facility. It's not just been a eye-opener to Benton fans, but to folks that came for the state tournament that you hosted.
Sure. I mean, it's just this whole facility, the football stadium, the baseball and the softball, and you put it all together. The tracks here, you put it all together, and it's top notch. I don't know if anybody in the state's got anything nicer.
Now, tell us about maybe some of the stuff fans don't see. We see the diamond when we walk in. We watch the game. But I know there's a lot fans don't see that has been an addition to your baseball program over there.
Well, we've got our locker rooms in our dugouts, and locker rooms aren't real big, but they're very nice, and the kids have a place to go and dress and be on their own a little bit, and it's not too big to where they want to stay in there all the time, and we have to monitor them that much, but it's really, really nice, and got a bathroom in there. It's got a water fountain for them. And then we've also got an indoor facility over there that's it's plenty big for what we want. We've got 4 cages in there, and it's completely enclosed in one big cage, and we have curtains like we can pull and make little smaller cages, and it's all turf too, and it's just everything about it. The storage that we have, our press box is super, super nice. We've got my office is up there. Our coach's office are up there, and we can see out onto the baseball field. I mean, we didn't hold back on anything, and it was I was fortunate enough that our administration let me be involved in the whole process, and Dr. Skelton and Coach Nethery, they didn't want us to go short on anything, and at the end of the day, when we had all the numbers, I thought we were going to have to cut some of it, and they said no, we're not cutting any of it, and it's just I don't really know what I could do any different.
Rain or shine or snow, the Benton Panthers can go indoors and hit. I mean, you're not limited now with that indoor batting cage.
No, I mean, and it's right there, and the girls softball can use it too. So we're sharing it with them, and so it's a benefit for them, and it's got heat and air in there, and so it doesn't matter if it's freezing cold, we got heat. If it's burning hot, we got the air conditioning. So no excuses there.
Yeah, big time facilities for a big time program that go back to last year a little bit. Another state championship appearance, and I know that one didn't finish the way you wanted to. Boy, it was a great pitcher's duel that day in the state championship, but maybe a little quick review of last year's baseball season.
Well, it was just it was a great year all the whole entire year, and we in every baseball season you have ups and downs, and we had a few ups and downs, but we had way more positive things happen for us than negative, and you hate to get to that last game and not win it, but we fought all the way through it, and we've just the last 2 years we've been fortunate enough to make it back to the state championship game. We faced probably the best pitcher in the state both years, and our pitchers did a heck of a job. I mean, you lose a game 2-0, and really 2 hits beat us, and we just didn't get that big hit.
So this coming season, tell us about some of the guys that you're counting on for another state championship appearance run.
Well, we've got several players back. We got Jaden Woolbright and Peyton Hudgens that are out here they're huge contributors on the football team, and both of them are having a heck of a game tonight so far, and they're big parts of our team. And then we've got our shortstop back with Aiden Garrett that had a heck of a sophomore year last year, and we've got Dalton Hughes back. We've got several different kids that are going to be making a difference for us that helped us out a bunch last year. And if we can just put some pieces together that we need to do, I think we're going to be really good.
Pitching wise, baseball folks talk about you're only as strong as your pitching, and you mentioned that in the state championship games last year. Talk about your group of pitchers this coming season.
Well, we've got a lot of guys that don't have a whole lot of experience, pitching. And, when you have a guy like Peyton Paulette and Jesse Barker and Colin Morrow, it's just tough to get a whole lot of innings in there last year. And but we've got guys that can throw strikes, and really it's unknown right now. I mean, we got Tristan Hawkins. That's he's going through a little bit of a problem with his arm right now. If he can get healthy, I think he's going to be a big factor for us. And then, like I said, Dalton Pugh is going to do a heck of a job for us. Jaden Woolbright, if we can, if he can get his control down and start commanding his pitches, he'll be as good as anybody that's been around here in a while. And so we got the pieces there. We just got to make sure that we do a good job of throwing strikes and making people put the ball in play.
So Benton Panther baseball, something you'll want to circle on your calendar come spring. Got your schedule all finished up?
Yeah, we've got our schedule done. It looks really good. We're playing a lot of 7A schools again, and that we feel like our 6A schools, whatever it is now, it's all different. But,
right.
Our non-conference schedules, just like it has been. We try to play the best teams that we can, and we're hosting a tournament at the beginning of the year, and we're going to bid on the state tournament again. So we're hoping that we get that. And then we play in a really tough conference. I mean, our conference is full of Division I signees. I think there's 9 to 10 of them in our conference this year. I think there's 6 or 7 going to Arkansas, and then so it's going to be tough. I mean, there's going to be a team left out of the 5A South state tournament, or in the state for the state tournament, that's going to be a really good team. So it's going to be tough, but that's what you want. I mean, I'd rather be playing in a conference like we are than playing in a conference that's not too strong.
And I guess baseball-wise, you got the best of Sheridan in the regular season, then they got you in the state championship game. That is quite the baseball rivalry with school one county over.
It has been. They beat us in the state championship game in 2015, and we beat them. We run-ruled them both times we played them in the regular season, and then they got us in the state championship game. And then this year we run-ruled them 2 weeks before the state championship game with the same pitcher on the mound. And then he pitched the game of his life, and it's just turned into, a big rivalry. It's just they're tough every year, and they're going to be really tough this year. They didn't, they lost 4 of their starters, and they were really good players, but they got all their pitching back, and they got two Arkansas signees on the mound. So, it's turned into a fun game to come watch, and a fun game to be involved in.
You and Mike Moore see a lot of each other in the spring.
We do, we do.
Competitors and good guys.
Yep, he's a good friend of mine, and he's done a heck of a job over there. He went a long time without winning, a state championship and without getting there. And when he's won 3 in the last 6 years, so he's done a great job, and it's a lot of fun playing against him.
You talked about your early season tournament that you host every year. I imagine you've had teams probably call you wanting to come play in this new ballpark.
Sure. Well, I mean, the biggest thing is they know they're probably going to get 3 games in, and unless it's pouring down rain.
Yeah.
And so the thing about our field is it can rain all day long, and if it in 10 minutes you can be out there playing. And that helps us in practice too, because we shouldn't miss any practices. So
yeah,
it's
Mark Ballesteri, the head coach of the Benton Panther baseball team. Now, in addition to your love for baseball, you got a love for duck hunting too. You want to give a duck hunting report so Terry Benham can get some tips back here?
Well, it's been okay so far. Their ducks have spread out a little bit from all the shooting going on, but it's been good.
Mark Ballesteri, the head coach of the Benton Panther baseball team, looking to get back to bomb next year and finish what they started last year. So, Mark, good luck.
Sir.
Appreciate you dropping in.
Appreciate
Mark Ballesteri, head coach of the Benton Panther baseball program. It is the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show tonight. Benton leads Searcy. Benton leads West Memphis 28-21 tonight. We'll come back with some halftime highlights and some first-half stats. This is Benton Panther football on 94.1 The Point and the Benton Football Network.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Ashby Funeral Home has been family owned and operated, serving Benton and Saline County since 1882. Through 5 generations, Ashby Funeral Home has cared for families through compassionate and professional service. Ashby's provides all types of services for families in times of loss and grief. Their aim is to treat every family as they would treat their own. Ashby Funeral Home is located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton, and their phone number is 501-778-2544. Ashby Funeral Home, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Halftime in the state semifinals, Benton leads West Memphis 28-21. Up in White County, Searcy has hung 41 on Greenwood in the first half. It is Searcy 41, Greenwood 21 at halftime, Terry.
That is absolutely unreal.
Mind-boggling.
Now, in all fairness to Searcy, they're a really good football team. And I'm, if we can pull this game out, I'm looking forward to watching a lot of film on them, because I just think they're exciting. You can look at the scoreboard that they have every week and see that they're an exciting team. I've seen the film with them in West Memphis, and that's kind of where I came up with my key to victory, because they really moved the ball well, and it was because of how fast the tempo that they went. The defense, it just looked like West Memphis's defense was wrought with confusion to try to do anything that could stop Searcy. And that's very similar to what we saw in the second quarter of this game. When Benton got to clicking, it just seemed that West Memphis's defense got lost.
Morgan Puncho's numbers up for us. The halftime stats, Panthers with 293 yards of total offense. West Memphis 275. But it was really a tale of 2 quarters. 4 first-quarter possessions for Benton, Terry, 10 total yards in 4 possessions. But the 4 possessions of the second quarter, 283 yards for the Benton offense.
Yeah, it was a shock and awe show in the second quarter. Benton with some huge, big plays and finding a way to on defensively to kind of slow down that rushing game of West Memphis, and West Memphis having to take to the air. Now, West Memphis has got 150 yards passing, but I will tell you, Jim, when you think back to the chunk plays that they got on their passing game, it was because the ball was just put in the right spot. I mean, we had good coverage on all of those plays. West Memphis just executed and made a great play.
Owens McConnell did have a great first half throwing the football for West Memphis. West Memphis had their first 5 drives totaled 256 yards. Their last 3 totaled only 19. So the Benton defense really did a good job of adjusting in the second quarter and shutting that offense down.
Yeah, and that's a little something unusual, too, because West Memphis is a second and third quarter team. Now, the Panthers still have 1 quarter to go in that, but normally the Blue Devils are really good in the second quarter, and Ben just kind of shut them down.
Individually for the Panthers in the first half, Garrett Brown was 13 of 20 passing, for 285 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Somebody had him their pick to click, I think.
Unbelievable. And that was after you pounded the table a few times in the opening
in that first quarter, I was pounding the table a lot.
Casey Johnson, just 5 carries for 8 yards. Benton really got behind the 8 ball and didn't run the football a whole lot in that first half. But, boy, look at these receiver numbers. You talked about the big 3 at halftime, Wells, Hudgens, and Slaughter. Gavin, 5 catches for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hudgens, 3 catches, 118 yards and a touchdown. Slaughter, 4 catches, 53 yards and a touchdown.
Well, and we were talking about this off the air, but, the one thing about this Benton offense, the passing offense, you've got 2,000 yards in receiving between 5 different receivers. So literally in any 3-receiver set, you've got 5 players that can play into that set, and you don't have any drop-off. So it's a lot of confidence for a quarterback to have that many targets in the defensive backfield.
Defensively, Monterio Mack and Jaden Woolbright forced fumbles. Woolbright and Trey Maxwell recovered fumbles for the Benton defense. Let's go down to Dio with Brad Harris. Barrett, can you get Dio's mic for me?
Are we? We're on.
There you go.
Here we are. All right. Hey, slow start, but then you guys found the gas pedal in that second quarter. What in the world? What in the world was that on that first half?
We started a little slow, like you said. We came out. We tried to run the football a little bit earlier, and they whooped our butt up front. That's what happened, Dio. And then we thought, well, since they're going to cram the box full, we're going to throw the football, And the guys came out and responded real well. We felt like a couple of things went against us those first couple of plays. We thought we maybe had a holding on one of our receivers, and then we didn't execute a couple of things. But made a couple of adjustments on the sideline and just decided, hey, they're going to play cover 0. We're going to throw the rock, And we feel like our receivers are better than their DBs, and that's what's showing right now. Our offensive line is doing a great job pass pro-wise. We struggled to run block early, but, they've done a good job pass protection. And then defensively, we just came out. They showed us a couple of formations we haven't seen, and it took us a few minutes to adjust to it, and then they countered, and we hadn't seen that formation. So it was kind of a chess match there for a little while. We feel like we've got it going now. They may show us something second half a little bit different, but we'll just have to adjust on the sideline.
Good deal. Looks like Burnham is out. Saw him. Is he dressed for the second half?
No, he is not dressed second half. He's got a hamstring issue. Don't know how severe it is or anything, but he will not play second half.
All right, Coach, any other injuries?
That's it. That's all I'm aware of. Nobody else has reported it.
Go get him, Coach. All right, guys, well, you heard it from Coach. Dylan Burnham out. I thought I saw him dressed in street clothes. Hate to lose him as a senior.
Yeah.
Just knows the defense so well and can probably help with some leadership out there. But I'm sure he'll be helping Coach from the sidelines over here.
No doubt. Dylan Burnham is a wonderful young man. He's a great Benton Panther. Fought back from a season-long injury as a freshman in 9th grade and actually spent a lot of time behind a camera filming in 9th grade. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's all in. Dylan Burnham's all in.
He's also a really good football player. I mean, he's got 53 tackles on the year and 2 interceptions, forced a fumble, recovered a fumble. I mean, he's had a great senior season, and that's certainly a blow to that defensive backfield. But, as we've said, every time we have one of these injuries pop up, it's next guy up, and somebody's got to step up and perform.
I'll tell you another injury in that first half that we're going to have to keep our eye on, Kendarius Moore.
Yep.
The two-way player for West Memphis, the outstanding linebacker and running back, went down midway through the second quarter, Terry, and we didn't see him come back in the first half.
Yeah, and that was also a situation with the Jonesboro game. You had a couple of the great Jonesboro players that were out, and you always want to get somebody's best, and you want to be able to play them at their best, and we just hope that young man will recover and heal and continue to be part of his team.
And we will have to see if we see number 10 back out there in the second half for West Memphis. Other scores of interest, Bryant leads Bentonville West 28-0 in the third quarter. North Little Rock leads Bentonville 21-17 at halftime. If those scores hold, it would be a second consecutive Bryant North Little Rock state championship game next Friday night. In the 5A, Drew Harris's Little Rock Christian Warriors, who we saw in the AAA benefit scrimmage, lead Whitehall 28-7 at halftime. Pulaski Academy leads Morrilton 32-13 at halftime. So a Little Rock Christian PA rematch potentially in the offing.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. Man, that would be a shocker to see North Little Rock beat Bentonville. I kind of expected Bentonville to play well in that game, and it just goes to show you that sometimes you still have to get out there on the field.
So we have seen this before. The Panthers in a tight game at halftime, receiving the second half kickoff, Terry.
Yep.
And we've seen the offense against Greenwood and against Lake Hamilton with time-consuming touchdown drives.
That's right.
To open the second half and expand a lead at halftime. How big would that be right here?
Oh, it would be huge. And you know, I was thinking about the fact that we were going to get the ball back whenever we scored that last touchdown, but I hadn't thought about the two big drives that you're talking about, and we sure could use one of those.
West Memphis onside kick, and the Panthers cover it at the 45-yard line. Panthers are saying they're football, and it is Benton football. As West Memphis tried to give Benton a little of their own medicine from last year's semifinal, but Benton recovers.
But it didn't work. It's a great move when it works, but they don't have Terry Jones.
Terry Jones was not out there. So it'll be first down Panthers after the onside kick recovery at the 45-yard line. Benton moving right to left here in the third quarter. Ball on the near hash as Brown hands it off to Johnson, who gives it to Wells, who hands it back to Brown, who throws downfield for Slaughter. Incomplete, and there's the bag of tricks on the first play of the third quarter. A little reverse flea flicker pass that's a little too long for Braxton. Good coverage by Jalen Armstrong for West Memphis.
Well, I kind of felt like we would show something like that, and that's a perfect time to run it, especially right after they missed the onside kick.
Second down and 10 Panthers. Justin Ray dialed up a situational play to open the second half. Gavin Wells is the running back. He's going to go into the pass cut route out of the backfield, makes the catch inside the West Memphis 40 down to the 38-yard line. They move Gavin to the backfield, and he catches it out of the backfield, first down, and Gavin hobbling to the sideline, Terry.
Man, what an incredible catch that he just made. And I will tell you this, he's in a lot of pain, you can see. And for Rowdy to be in a lot of pain, that says something, because that's one tough kid.
Immediately being checked on by T.J. White and Dr. Bailey on the Benton sideline. It's first and 10 Panthers at the West Memphis 38-yard line. Snap back to Garrett Brown, fakes to Johnson, throws, catch, no, through the hands of Jaden Nash. As Jaden had his hands on it, couldn't hold on to it, incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a great little rub route there. He came back to the inside, and Garrett threw a strike. That ball was right there. It just bounced off of his shoulder pads and fortunately bounced incomplete. That's a similar situation where we had the pick six. We had the ball there, but didn't make the catch.
Andre Lane and Peyton Hudgens in the backfield with Garrett Brown. Second down. Brown drops back. He's going to throw on the wheel. Andre Lane wide open. 20, 10, pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line as Andre was wide open. They mark him out at the 6. It's first and goal.
Man, what a beautiful pass by Garrett Brown that time. Just floated it right into his hands in full stride, and he caught it right down the sidelines all the way down to the 5-yard line or 6-yard line, first and goal Panthers.
32 yards on the reception. It's first and goal Benton. Is the give to Casey Johnson. He tries the center of the line, and he is going to be stopped as Jacob Stokes, darting from his outside linebacker position, stops Casey after a 1-yard gain at 2nd and goal at the 5.
Yeah, they're really getting a good push at that line of scrimmage, and Casey not finding a lot of room to run.
West Memphis done a good job shutting down the Benton run game tonight. But the Panthers have gone to the air and found success. It is 2nd and goal, Benton at the West Memphis 5. It's Brown, option to the right, flip to Casey. Casey's got the edge. Casey's got the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. And there's the 2-score lead on the opening drive of the second half. Boy, right according to script there, Terry.
Hey, well, we didn't get the 7-minute drive, but we got the 7 points, and I'll take the points any day of the week. As a great job and a nice option pitch right there on that speed option, and Casey was able to beat him to the pylon.
Brian Araujo on for the extra point, and his kick is good. 10:25 to go in the third quarter. 6-play, 55-yard drive following the onside kick recovery, and Benton now leads at 35-21. D.O. West Memphis tried to give Benton a dose of their own medicine. The Panthers weren't fooled, and they punch it in for a 2-score lead.
Yeah, and while we didn't get one of those nice long 6 or 7 minute drives, the points on the scoreboard are what really matter. And with the adjustments that they made at halftime, Coach Wynn really had it dialed up and understood exactly what West Memphis was doing in that formation that they ran really towards the end of the second quarter when they started moving the ball at will. Or not at the end of the second quarter. I guess that was at the beginning when they went up 21-14. So you'll see some pretty unique adjustments out of here, guys with different responsibilities, but should shut that down, that little single wing look with the two quarterbacks both looking to receive the snap at the same time. Really a unique formation.
28 unanswered points for the Panthers. Benton was down 21-7, Terry, and not a lot of life, not a lot of momentum, but boy, the Panthers have found themselves since the opening drive of the second quarter as Cedric Loving on the return for West Memphis is going to bring it to the 28-yard line, and that's where West Memphis will set up shop. 1st down and 10, their opening drive of the second half.
That was a good job by the kickoff return team closing that gap. He had a lane there for a second. It closed down really fast, and Panthers going to be set up for hopefully a good defensive stand. How big would a 3-and-out be right now?
I'd take it in a heartbeat. As Cedric Loving is back there to take the direct snap for West Memphis. West Memphis with a lineman coming on late. They've got the unbalanced line to the left, three H-backs to the left. They direct snap to Loving, who takes his hit, and it's going to be a loss of 1. Terry, they're just continuing to move more and more people onto one side of the line, and Benton, the adjustment made, a loss of 1 by the Panther D.
Negative play, and I mean that's the key on this offense is you get negative plays and you really start putting them in a bad situation.
2nd down and 11 for the Blue Devils as Owens McConnell, the conventional quarterback, checks back in. They're going with this power to the left. Now they're going to all move to the right. McConnell set to take the direct snap. He does. He's dropping back to throw. He throws, and he overthrows Jamarius Rogers as McConnell was pressured by Trey Maxwell.
Yeah, that time it looked like Peyton Hudgens may have pulled something. He's run off the field. Maybe it's just a cramp.
3rd down and 11 following the incompletion. 9:32 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads 35-21. McConnell with Loving in the backfield. Duncan the H-back to the right. Tight end to the right. Receivers to each side. Now they're going to move Duncan to the left, Loving to the right. McConnell drops back, airs it out for Rogers. Incomplete, and a flag comes in. And they're going to get Austin Drury, I believe, for a pass interference on Jamarius Rogers, the flag thrown by the back judge.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact, enough for them to get a pass interference call. And I guess 15 is better than 7?
Yes, sir.
Is that what they say?
Yes, sir. So 1st down West Memphis following the pass interference call is McConnell aired it out, and Jamarius
tough.
Rogers, the intended receiver. Tough call?
That's a tough call. Yeah, I saw the replay.
First down and 10, West Memphis at their own 41. Panthers with 3 down linemen, Maxwell and Monterio Mack coming up to defensive end positions. And here comes Maxwell on the blitz. They give it to Tyreek Thomas.
Wow.
Monterio Mack on the tackle. Jaden Woolbright there to help. Monterio's having himself a night, Terry.
Boy, he sure is. That was a big-time play. He not only stopped the runner, but just pulled him backwards very physically. That's a great defensive play right there.
Talk about seniors stepping up. Monterio didn't start this ball game, but the adjustment bringing Monterio in and putting him on the edge of that defensive line has been huge.
Oh, yeah. Very aggressive on that edge.
Second down and 9 for West Memphis. As McConnell takes the snap, he drops back. He's throwing deep again, and he overthrows Creighton. As Cade Clark was step for step with him, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
Man, you just can't cover a receiver better than that. I mean, that's just fantastic defensive play.
And the two, as you've pointed out, the 2 long completions that Cade Clark was in coverage on, he had great coverage.
Yeah.
It's just great throws by McConnell. 3rd down and 9, West Memphis from their own 42-yard line. It's a loud crowd tonight here.
Good turnout
at the Palace.
Tonight. Yeah.
They are stomping and yelling and cheering on the PDC as McConnell drops back, throws through the hands of Brown, incomplete as Gianni Vanucci was homing in on him. Brown couldn't hold on to the laser throw from McConnell, and it's 4th and 9, West Memphis.
Yeah, Vanucci almost lit him up that time. He's probably lucky he did miss that ball.
So Trevor Standridge will go back to receive for Benton. Gavin Wells, the normal return man, we saw him come to the sideline on that last offensive possession, Terry, and Trevor Standridge, good to see him back out there, the junior that's been hurt this year as well.
Yeah, sure is. He's missed a lot of games this season. Man, he's got great speed. You almost like for them to get a low punt where he would get a little return space and see what he can do.
And a delay of game against West Memphis on a 4th down punt will back them up 5 yards, and that'll make it 4th down and 14. They spot the ball at the Blue Devil 37-yard line.
Couldn't figure out who was supposed to be on the field.
It's Caden Smith back to punt it away. Snap back. Smith almost blocked by Jaden Woolbright. He almost blocked it.
He did block it. The referee signaled that they blocked.
Partially blocked. It does go downfield. It's going to be down by West Memphis at the Benton 39-yard line. You don't get credit, unfortunately, statistically for a block punt on that, but how about Jaden getting a fingernail on it?
Well, the beautiful part is you don't get the flag for running into the kicker on that.
Absolutely.
That's the most important part, and they did almost get a good block there, but the Panthers have the ball nonetheless with a 2-score lead, and hopefully this offense will keep clicking.
First down and 10 Panthers at their own 39-yard line. As Garrett Brown drops back, he's looking deep. He's got a wide-open Peyton Hudgens who has to make a diving catch at the 48-yard line. Peyton had come wide open, Terry, and Brown threw just a little wide of him. Great diving catch by Hudgens.
Well, Brown was throwing to a spot, and Peyton was coming back to try to help his quarterback, and so they almost missed each other, but they were able to get the completion.
Second down and 1 Panthers at their own 48-yard line. Casey Johnson is the lone back in the backfield, setting the sidecar to Garrett Brown's right. And Casey's going to get the carry running right open field, over the 40, down to the West Memphis 35-yard line. Best run of the night for Casey Johnson. First down, Benton.
Hey, and that's what happens when you back those safeties up off the line of scrimmage. You create some space, and they did that time. It looks like West Memphis has got a player down.
17 yards on the carry for Casey Johnson, and we do have a Blue Devil that is slow to get up. That is number 18, Cedric Harper for West Memphis. And he is now up. Coaches came onto the field. Now Harper is going to go to the West Memphis sideline for a play as Travis Wright will replace him on the West Memphis defense. It is 1st down and 10 Panthers following the 17-yard run by Casey Johnson. 1st down and 10 Panthers at the Blue Devil 35. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads 35-21, and now a marker and a false start against Benton on 1st down will back them up 5.
Yeah, it looks like Murdoch may have jumped or done something whenever they looked back for the play. He must have had some forward motion, but they flagged him nonetheless.
Cameron Harris, the 6'2", 185-pound sophomore, will replace Braden at least for this play. 1st down and 15 as trips come to the left. That's Nash, Slaughter, and Hudgens for the Panthers. Going to swing it out to the left to Casey Johnson. Good blocking, and Casey essentially takes what is a long handoff, Terry, gets good blocking from Slaughter, Hudgens, and Nash, and picks up 10 to the 30.
Yeah, it's a very big play. Sets up a very makeable 2nd and 5. Panthers going with tempo now. They've got man-to-man coverage.
Pump fake by Brown, looking deep, throwing deep for Nash. Great leaping catch by Jaden Nash inside the 5, down to the 3. It's 1st and goal, Panthers.
Man, what a catch that time by Jaden Nash. Went up over the defender and pulled the ball back in, and then had the wherewithal to get a foot down in bounds for the big catch.
27 yards on the reception. 1st and goal, Benton, as they go to the ground to Casey. Touchdown! Touchdown, Benton Panthers, running behind Garrett Davis and Austin Jones. And Benton, it was 21-7. It's now 41-21 Panthers. Wow.
Yeah, that Benton Panther offense has got this West Memphis defense shell-shocked right now.
It took 4 possessions to figure it out, but once they did, this Benton offense has been on fire as Brian Araujo's extra point is good. 6 plays, 61 yards on the touchdown drive. Dio, it's been an unbelievable performance in the last 6 possessions by the Benton offense.
Boy, it really has, and now that they've got the ground game going, too, with Casey Johnson really getting in on the action, before the red zone, that's going to just open it up further. But you could see that West Memphis made a change in their defense. They started dropping back a safety, kind of getting out of the cover 0, at least giving a little bit of a different look. I think they're still effectively playing just cover 0 man with no safeties. However, by walking what would be the free safety off the line, it gives some room for some of those plays like we're seeing, the little quick hitters to the running back, or gold is what the play series is. They can throw that to the B back, the Y back, the C back. They can throw it to any one of them. Probably start to see that some more if they continue to back those receivers or D-backs up.
Here's the last 6 possessions for the Panthers, all touchdowns. 1:15, 52 seconds, 1:42, 13 seconds, 1:33, and 1:46. 6 touchdown drives, not a single one of them over 1:46 seconds for the Panther offense. As Brian Araujo pooch kicks it, and the catch is made on the West Memphis sideline by Tamarius Bell, and he stepped out of bounds as he made the catch at the 25, and that's where West Memphis will set up shop down 21 points, 42-21.
Man, what a performance by the offense. Coming down, not getting down when they were down, just keep grinding, keep working. And then once they figured it out, boy, it's been a show.
And the defensive adjustment
after
really getting gashed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to remember, West Memphis had a turnover in Benton territory and a missed field goal.
Well, a lot of that gashing was just like Coach said. They were just getting their butts whipped up front, and they've stopped that.
So Owens McConnell is going to air it out on 1st down, and that pass through the hands of Jamal Creighton as the Panther cornerback across the way went up and tried to bat it away. missed, and Creighton had an opportunity at a big catch, and it slipped through his fingers.
Yeah, it looked like we had good coverage there at the beginning, and boy, Creighton just blew past him right there at the very end and got open. If he'd have caught that ball, he's probably still running, Jim.
And again, they tried to pick on Cade Clark. Second down and 10 following the incompletion. Is McConnell going to drop back? He's looking deep again, throwing in the center of the field for Elijah Ewells, and it's incomplete. Is Kane Simmons in coverage that time? The Panthers safety, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was great coverage that time by Kane Simmons. That'll be a pass breakup. You don't really get a whole lot of stat stuff on that, but boy, what a critical play. It puts them in 3rd and long, which is exactly where we want them.
Tell you do get a stat for that. That's his 4th of the year.
Yeah.
For sophomore safety. 3rd down and 10. West Memphis at the 25. Snap back to McConnell. He drops back. He's looking. He's throwing, and a good catch by Jalen Shepard as he was hit immediately by Jaden Woolbright. Shepard held on to it at the 37, 1st down West Memphis.
Hey, Woolbright was wearing him like a glove. He just laid out for that pass and caught it. It was a great job.
Shepard's 8th catch of the season for the Blue Devils is a 12-yard gain and a 1st down at the 37-yard line with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and Benton leading 42-21. McConnell goes back to Shepard. Shepard makes the catch and is tackled by Gianni Vanucci right near the 1st down marker at the 47.
Hey, you know, that's a little bit different in the coverage, but, man, what another great catch. That guy's got some really great hands. I'd be throwing to him a lot.
Jalen Shepard is a 6'2", 165-pound junior. Seen him line up at receiver. He's primarily a tight end, and they have gone back-to-back plays to Shepard in the pass game. He's going to go out on a pass again. Here comes the pressure. McConnell's going to tuck and run toward the West Memphis sideline, lowers his head as Jaden Woolbright comes in hard and tackles McConnell in Benton territory at the 48-yard line. Give him 5 at 2nd and 5.
Yeah, we were talking about Jalen Shepard. Coming into this game, he's only had 7 receptions all year. Man, I think they may have been missing out on something the way that kid's catching the ball. Really hard run that time by Owens McConnell.
2nd down and 5, Blue Devils at the Panther 48. As McConnell drops back, throws, quick throw to Jamal Creighton, who makes the catch and has a West Memphis 1st down as they mark him just inside the Benton 40-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Blue Devils with 4:46 to go in the 3rd quarter.
That Panther defensive line is starting to get to the quarterback quite a bit now. That's the 2nd time that they've gotten contact on him in the backfield. He got out of the first one. He got the ball off this time, but eventually those hits are going to take their toll.
1st down and 10, Blue Devils at the Panther 39. As McConnell drops back, throws. Rogers off his fingers as Rogers on the post had an opportunity to make a catch down inside the 10-yard line and couldn't hold on to it. Austin Drury in coverage for Benton.
Yeah, it's a decent job of coverage that time, Austin, but he broke inside of that and got himself open and could have made a big play but just couldn't hold on to the ball. Coverage was good, though.
Greenwood has scored twice to open the second half in Searcy. It's Searcy 41, Greenwood 35. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. McConnell drops back. He's pressured. He breaks a tackle, tries to break another one, and does. And McConnell now down the West Memphis sideline is going to have a 1st down inside the 30 down to the 28. Terry, it looked like the Panthers had 2 shots at him, and McConnell scrambles for 11 yards.
Well, in all fairness, he's a very big guy, but, that's 3 missed tackles there that cost us about 17 yards right there and gave new life to this drive.
1st down and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 28-yard line. As McConnell takes the shotgun snap, throws, catch made by Rogers on the near side, and Austin Drury tackles him at the 15-yard line. But again, a West Memphis 1st down. That Blue Devil offense finding a rhythm here on this drive, Terry.
Yeah, and doing something a little unconventional for them. They're chunking the ball a lot right now and having some success.
We have not seen Kendarius Moore.
That's right.
In the second half. As Owens McConnell and Cedric Loving will set up in the shotgun. Loving to the right of McConnell, who takes the snap, hands off to Loving, running left. Loving makes a couple of men miss, another man miss. Touchdown, Cedric Loving of West Memphis on an extremely determined run by the senior Blue Devil of 15 yards.
Boy, that'd be about 5 or 6 guys doing push-ups on the sidelines for that. That was 5 or 6 very makeable tackles where he just wanted the end zone more than they wanted the tackle. And very poor tackling on that play by the Benton Panthers, and the result was a touchdown.
Stutter stepping his way to the end zone. An impressive run by Cedric Loving. Colin Clark on for the extra point. Caden Smith holds, and Clark's extra point is good. With 3:23 to go in the third quarter, West Memphis goes 75 yards in 10 plays to cut the Benton lead to 42-28. Dio, it's a West Memphis offense that was out of rhythm, but they found their rhythm on that drive.
Yeah, they really did. And came out really just throwing the rock the entire time, really committed to it. Ran a couple of balls in there, but those running plays were really helped out by a lot of the passing. You know, how long was what was the length of that drive, Jim?
10 plays, 75 yards.
Well, I mean, time-wise.
Oh, 3:13.
Well, that's okay. It seemed like it was a lot longer than that, but at this point, with the lead, I don't actually mind them taking that much time off the clock with a 2-score lead. So as long as our offense can go down and keep that going from 2 to 3, we'll let them have 3-minute drives and score touchdowns. They got a lot. As long as they can't stop us, we'll win. For those of you that don't do math real well. For those of you who don't do math at home real good.
That's very well put, Captain Obvious.
Boy, the analysis we live for from our sideline guy, Dio. 42-28, Panthers lead it with 3:23 to go in the third quarter. And we saw West Memphis onside kick to open the second half, and Panthers got their hands team out there looking for another one. Just one guy deep, 10 guys up tied as Colin Clark is going to onside kick it, and Benton is going to cover it. And that's Brett Barbary. How about that? A defensive end on the hands team smothers that football at the 49.
Well, you know, hey, if they want to give us the ball at midfield, we'll take it. And, you know, I got to be honest with you. If you can't kick an onside kick better than that, I wouldn't be kicking it. That wasn't very well executed.
Terry Jones has us spoiled.
Yes, he does.
First down and 10 as Andre Lane runs on late for the Benton offense. Panthers have it at their own 49-yard line as Brown tried to hard count him offside. West Memphis.
Keep your eye on Lane.
Showing discipline. 3 receivers wide to the right. Garrett Brown, handoff to Casey Johnson. Spins in the hole and rolls down to the West Memphis 46-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain on first down and keeps that clock running. And now we've got a Blue Devil down on the field. That's Brandon Harvey, who, boy, we called his name time after time after time those first 4 possessions. Slow to get up for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, he's a very talented inside linebacker, and he's having a hard time walking it off. It looks like he's going to have to come to the sidelines. That's a big blow to their defense because he's a monster on the inside there and really a gap plugger.
So Harvey being assisted to the sideline. Very slow. He's struggling to get over there to the sideline. 5'8", 190-pound senior. Played a really nice game at linebacker for West Memphis. Now we're ready to play. Second down and 5, Panthers at the Blue Devil 46. Slaughter, Hudgens, and Nash split wide right. Braden Murdoch wide left. It's a high snap that Brown pulls down. Hands off to Casey Johnson. Good running room for Casey down to the 35. Casey picks up 11 yards and a Benton first down. Terry, it looks like that Panther offensive line beginning to wear on the West Memphis defense.
Yeah, I think so.
First down and 10 following the 11-yard gain for Casey Johnson. We've seen West Memphis back more and more guys out of the box to defend the pass, and now Justin Ray and the Panther offensive line exerting their will. Casey Johnson running behind it. It's first down and 10, Benton at the West Memphis 35. Go back to the ground with Casey. Good running room. That's another 11-yard gain down to the 24 and another first down.
Yeah, we were talking about West Memphis just gashing us for rushing yards. Now Casey Johnson is just kind of taking this game over. They pulled guys off of the line of scrimmage, and now it's opening up big holes.
First down and 10, Benton at the Blue Devil 24-yard line. Benton leading 42-28 with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Trips to the left. Go back to the ground to Casey Johnson, and Casey this time is going to be bottled up after a 2-yard gain. It'll be second down and 8. Our good buddy Jerry Ponder and our friends at First Security Bank, proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. They've got 7 Saline County branches, including downtown Benton at 205 West Carpenter and at 1401 Military Road. First Security Bank, they are only in Arkansas.
It's our good friend at lunch on Wednesday.
I had lunch with our good friend on Mondays. we were
making
just
the
missing
rounds.
each other. Casey, 52 second-half rush yards, pass to Braxton Slaughter, and he makes the catch, and Benton's going to have first and goal down to the 10-yard line.
That's that little quick passing that I was talking about in the first half. That is so effective against this defense. It really opens everything else up.
After 8 rushing yards in the first half, Casey with 52 rushing here in the third quarter. It's first and goal, Benton, just inside the West Memphis 10. Panthers have 3 receivers bunched wide to the left, single receiver to the right, going to roll to the right and throw that way. Double move, Braden Murdoch, great catch! Great catch as he tiptoed inbounds. Touchdown, Benton Brown to Murdoch, and the Panthers go up 48-28.
Man, what a great move by Braden Murdoch, and what a great pass by Garrett Brown. Excellent execution right there.
You know, Braden Murdoch doesn't make a lot of catches every week, but it seems like all the catches he makes are memorable.
Oh, yes.
They're in big moments. They're like that where he tiptoed the sideline in the end zone. What a catch on a double move by Braden Murdoch. Araujo's extra points good, 49-28. Dio, that is 7 straight possessions, 7 straight touchdowns for the Benton offense.
And 7 times 7 equals 49, Jim.
How about that?
For those of you out there who are still pondering my last math lesson, I thought I'd give a little bit more tonight.
No one can argue with it.
Hey, offense is absolutely clicking on all cylinders. It is fantastic to see. I mean, everybody getting involved tonight. You see Braxton Slaughter catch a big pass on that, and then Braden Murdoch catches the touchdown. Casey Johnson running the ball tough. And Garrett Brown, hey, he started out rough, couldn't get his feet settled, looked a little bit panicked back there. He doesn't look panicked whatsoever now. He's just going to pick apart this West Memphis defense all night.
Man, he's money right now.
Brian Araujo will kick off for the Panthers, and he's going to sky kick it to the far sideline. It's fielded by West Memphis as Tamarius Bell at the 23 returns it to the 32. Searcy gets a field goal and goes up 9, 44-35 over Greenwood with 1:11 to go. You remember last week when Dio was up here, we kind of went into grammar mode for a while?
Yeah.
Hurricane or hurricanes. Dio gave us a grammar lesson last week. He's going math lessons tonight.
Maybe next week it's civics. We'll be in the capital city.
Civics, history next week, Arkansas history, Dio.
Yeah, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to get to work on that. We'll have a great lesson that'll somehow apply to football.
There you go. as McConnell drops back, scrambles to his left, throws on the run, and a catch, but out of bounds by Jamal Creighton on the West Memphis sideline. It's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Man, what a great effort by McConnell that time. Panther defense had him just absolutely running for his life, and he found a receiver downfield, almost had it to him, but had it just a little bit out of bounds by the time the receiver got to it.
2nd down and 10. West Memphis at their own 32-yard line. McConnell takes the snap, throws left. Creighton makes the catch. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Cade Clark, and they are going to mark him at the 42-yard line. It's right at the first down stick.
Yeah, he's just going to be a whisker short if they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, first down West Memphis with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter. Benton leading 49-28. It's 1st and 10 Panthers. The West Memphis wide receivers stay in their positions. The remainder of the offense kind of huddles and looks to the sideline. Now they come to the line. McConnell takes the snap. He throws to Jamarius Rogers on the outcut at midfield. He can't hold on to it. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, he had a receiver open that time, and that pass just wasn't there. And, I mean, he's thrown some money balls all night, but that wasn't one of them.
It's over in Bryant. Hornets 35, Bentonville West 0.
Mercy ruled them.
So Bryant is in the state championship game of 7A. They will play Friday night, December 6th, a week from tonight, at 7 o'clock at War Memorial Stadium as they go for their 2nd straight state championship. McConnell takes a snap on 2nd and 10, throwing deep for Jamarius Rogers. It's underthrown, and Rogers double-teamed. Is dislodged from the football by Peyton Hudgens and Gianni Vanucci. It's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
That was a great job by Vanucci coming back on that ball and knocking it out of the receiver's hands. Excellent job.
3rd down and 10, West Memphis at their own 42-yard line as the Blue Devils look to the sideline for the play call from their offensive coordinator, Brian Embry. Slowly come to the line of scrimmage. Play clock is at 5, and West Memphis just now getting over the football. They do get it snapped. They hand it off to Loving, tried to catch Benton off guard on 3rd and 10, and he's going to get the first down. Wow. All the way to the Benton 46-yard line. Bobby Wynn doesn't like that. As they've thrown on 3rd and 10, Terry, they kind of throw a change-up with the run play, and Loving got 11 and a first down.
Well, look, the defense was there. The call was there. The defensive call was there. We just had missed tackles, and that's the part that Bobby Wynn's going crazy over on the sidelines is you got to be able to wrap these guys up and get them on the ground.
First down and 10 West Memphis at the Benton 46-yard line. McConnell drops back and throws. Rogers with the catch, and Rogers down to the Benton 35-yard line, 35-yard line. That's going to be another West Memphis first down as they pick up 11 yards.
Yeah, it's a good throw and catch that time. They threw underneath the coverage and had plenty of room to get up to the first down sticks.
As the horn sounds and the third quarter has come to a close. Panthers outscored West Memphis 21-7 in the quarter and lead 49-28 as we go to the fourth quarter tonight of Benton Panther football on 94.1 The Point and the Benton Football Network.
Are you looking for something different and better? Then check out the all-new, redesigned 2019 GMC Sierra from Everett. The next generation Sierra has an impressive new look and more capability than ever before. You'll love Sierra's industry-leading new features, like the exclusive Multi-Pro tailgate. The new 2019 GMC Sierra. It's different and better, just like the buying experience at Everett Buick GMC and everettbgmc.com.
Family and community go hand in hand. That's why ACDI proudly calls downtown Benton our home and why we are excited to be a part of this community. Hi, I'm Josh Lane, the team captain at ACDI. My teammates understand the importance of serving in the community, and at ACDI, we'll always make that a priority. We are proud sponsors of the Benton Panther football team and thankful to share our family with this great hometown. Go Panthers!
It is the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go, a state championship game appearance on the line. Benton leads West Memphis 49-28. It's Blue Devil football. First down and 10 at the Benton 35-yard line. So McConnell drops back, scrambles to the right, throws on the run, and he throws short of his intended receiver, Elijah Yules, who had come wide open, Terry, inside the Benton 20-yard line. Dangerous play for the Benton defense as Yules was all alone.
Boy, it sure was. All eyes were on McConnell as he rolled out to the right. I mean, he's already shown that he can run, and he can run effectively. And when he got out to that right side, he had somebody leak into the backfield. He was wide open, but just missed the pass.
Second down and 10 Blue Devils at the Benton 35. Panthers showing blitz. McConnell going to hand off to Yules on the delay, and Yules is thumped at the 30-yard line. And that would be none other than Jaden Woolbright on the tackle.
Jaden Woolbright brought the wood on that one.
Elijah Yules, the 5'6", 140-pounder, running out of the backfield for West Memphis, introduced rudely to the 200-pound senior linebacker Jaden Woolbright.
You know, Jaden Woolbright really plays like he's about 235.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he plays very, very big. Not that 200's small, but, I mean, he plays much bigger than his size.
Third down and 5 Blue Devils. They go to Loving on that play that burned Benton in the first quarter over and over and over, and Loving picks up 8 yards and a first down to the Benton 22. We hadn't seen that play a lot since the first quarter, and Terry picks up 8 yards for a West Memphis first down.
Man, they run it very well. He just gets to the hole and then bounces outside and has the speed to get there. And if we don't have a containment guy there, then it's good for 10 yards.
First down and 10 West Memphis, knocking on the door of the Benton red zone at the 22. So McConnell and Loving bump into each other. Now McConnell sets and throws, and a diving catch, touchdown. Jamarius Rogers with a diving catch on the post route, touchdown West Memphis. And the Blue Devils have cut the Benton lead to 49-34.
Hey, listen, once again, I don't know how you can cover that any better. I mean, the defensive back was basically wearing him, and the ball was just put right where the spot where the defensive back couldn't reach it. And I think that was Clark. It's hard to tell with these gray jerseys, but he reached out for the ball to knock it down, but just couldn't reach it because the ball was placed perfectly.
It's West Memphis with a player slow to come onto the field as they align for the PAT with 10:39 to go in the fourth quarter. Colin Clark is going to kick. His kick is good, and that cuts the Benton lead to 49-35. Panthers still lead it by 2 scores with 10:39 to go. Up in Searcy, Searcy leads Greenwood 44-38 with 9:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
That's plenty of time for Greenwood.
Dio, down there at field level, we've been awful impressed with Owens McConnell throwing the football tonight for West Memphis.
Well, excuse me. Yeah, he's actually been throwing the ball really well this second half. And his receivers are doing a great job of being really aggressive and going after the ball because, like Terry said, they've been covered almost every single time. I mean, that time it was Austin Drury, by the way. Terry, I know it is hard to see from up there. It's hard to see from down here sometimes, especially 28 and 29. They look pretty stinking similar.
That's exactly right.
But, yeah, that was Austin Drury. I mean, he was on him, and the safety fell down. Kane Simmons fell down trying to stay with him. It would have been double coverage, but that kind of helped the quarterback out there with Kane falling down.
Dio, any update on Gavin Wells?
He's still on the training table over here. They're looking at that same leg that he had injured with the mysterious, we don't know what it was, injury, spider bite thing.
Onside kick, Jaden Woolbright caught it on the hop, and he's gone! Touchdown Panthers on the onside kick return as Jaden Woolbright. Unbelievable. A special teams touchdown for Jaden Woolbright. He blocked a punt for a safety last week. He returns an onside kick for the touchdown tonight, and the Panthers lead it 55-35.
That is possibly one of the most unbelievable plays I think I've ever seen.
I just have one question. Do I get that on my defensive pick to click of Jaden? That's all I need to know.
Man.
We're going to have to create a new category, special teams pick to click. Jaden would be the pick every week, wouldn't he? As Araujo's extra point is good, and Benton leads at 56-35. Dio, you run out of stuff to say about Jaden on special teams.
Man, he's just such a aggressive football player. You know what I'm saying? I mean, most kids would think, let me just grab this and get down. He thought, well, this is – I mean, he took that like a one-hop in baseball, caught it right in the chest, and decided, hey, there's home plate. I'm scoring with this thing. So that was absolutely awesome. And we're on the same track now. See, this was my plan. They score, we score. They score, we score. We just continue with the 2 to 3 score deficit that they've got, and I'm good with that all night.
I'm good with that too. And I mean, anytime, who would have thought if I would have said, I think Jaden Woolbright is going to have a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what a fun but bizarre season.
And really a bizarre game. When you think back to that first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. The Panthers have just been on fire. It's like they had to get the Thanksgiving cobwebs out in the first quarter. Have just played outstanding since. As Brian Araujo's kick is going to be fielded on the run by Elijah Ewells. He's over the 20. He breaks a tackle and now is going to be brought down on the West Memphis sideline at the 27-yard line, and that's where West Memphis will have it 1st and 10 with 10:23 to go in this ball game, and Benton leading 56-35.
Man, that dude is quick. He is quick.
I never in a million years thought Greenwood and Searcy would finish before this game tonight coming in.
Yeah.
But they're 2 minutes ahead of us on the game clock. 44-38, Searcy leading Greenwood. Greenwood has the football at their own 21-yard line. So it's 1st down and 10 West Memphis at their own 27 as Owens McConnell in a pistol set with Loving behind him takes the snap, and he's throwing deep for Rogers. It is incomplete as Cade Clark with him stride for stride that time, Terry. It's 2nd and 10.
Hey, look, Owens McConnell's going to leave this game with some big passing stats, and everybody's going to go, man, our defensive backfield didn't play well. I'm going to tell you this may be one of their best performances as far as covering that they've had all year. They have been stride for stride with these deep route receivers all night long.
2nd down and 10 for the Blue Devils as McConnell takes a snap and throws to Creighton. Creighton with the catch, and Creighton's going to have the 1st down to the 41-yard line. A gain of 13 for the Blue Devils.
Creighton creating a little space that time. He's 6'4", 190. I mean, the 6'4" receiver, anytime you've got a 6'4" receiver, he's going to create some matchup problems for you in the passing game. And he certainly has been the recipient of several good passes.
McConnell came in completing just 49%, had thrown for just 1,200 yards. And really had a good game tonight as another pass for Shepard who makes the catch. And Jalen Shepard is down inside the Benton 25, down to the 22-yard line. Boy, at some point you wonder about a fatigue setting in on this Benton defense as they have been running all night up and down this field on these deep routes, Terry.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they're giving somebody a lot to look at on film. I don't know what they've been doing, but I think they've almost thrown to Jalen Shepard as many times tonight as they have all season. And I don't know what they've been doing. They should have been throwing to this kid all season long.
38 yards on that reception. It's first down as McConnell again drops back, underthrows his receiver, and almost intercepted by Cade Clark. He had a chance at a pick that time and couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, that was the one. That was the one. I was waiting for him to underthrow one and let Cade get underneath it, and that would hit him in his hands, but he just couldn't hold on to it.
Jamarius Rogers reached back and actually kind of batted that away, the West Memphis receiver that time. Second down and 10. West Memphis at the Benton 21. Benton leads 56-35. Snap back to McConnell, looking right, throwing right, and a miscommunication with his receiver as that ball sailed high over the head of Rogers out of bounds. It's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to communicate, but he threw that one almost to Grandma. That was about 5 yards out of bounds.
3rd down and 10 Blue Devils at the Benton 21-yard line. West Memphis comes to the line of scrimmage. Tight end to the right, pistol formation. McConnell drops back looking left, throws. Creighton comes back, makes the catch, and they're going to say his knee was down at the 14 as he was trying to make a move toward the end zone. They mark him down short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 3 West Memphis.
Yeah, this could be a huge down if the Panthers can hold. Panther fans are getting up. It's a good turnout for a cold, wet night.
4th down and 3 Blue Devils as they try to get the Benton defense to jump. Good discipline by the front of that Panther defense. McConnell changing the play. Sets, pistol formation, hands off to Loving, running right.
Oh!
Cedric Loving upended. Ball came free. And the Panthers have come up with it. It's short of the first down regardless, and it's going to be Benton football as the Panthers have held. First down Panthers on a 4th down stop by the Benton defense.
Boy, Jaden Woolbright just lowered the boom on him right at the line of scrimmage. Upended him. The ball squirted loose. Panthers hold. And right here is where you can shut the door, right here.
How about an 8-minute, 41-second drive?
That'd be perfect.
A drive to War Memorial.
A drive or a touchdown, either one, puts this game away.
So Panthers come to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 at their own 13-yard line. They bring Andre Lane in motion. Handoff to Casey Johnson running left. And Casey, with good running room on the outside, is going to be near a first down as he goes out of bounds on the West Memphis sideline. And they're going to mark him at the 23.
They're going to give him the first.
And give him the first down. Move the chains. 1st and 10 Panthers.
Casey ought to be getting close.
Panthers going to swing it out to Casey this time. Casey gets a block on the edge from Braxton Slaughter that's going to draw a flag as penalty markers fly. Casey reached the 27-yard line, but a penalty is going to back the Panthers up. Brian Eye Care is a primary care optometric physician's clinic that provides comprehensive internal and external ocular health exams. Dr. Brian Armstrong and his staff are located at 2900 Horizon Drive, Suite 15 in Bryant. Brian Eye Care, helping you see eye to eye with your doctor. Following the penalty on the Panthers, it backs Benton up to the 12-yard line, where it will be first down and 21 for the Panthers. So they wind the clock, 8:20 and counting in the 4th quarter. Benton with a 56-35 lead. So Garrett Brown takes the snap, hands off to Casey Johnson running left. Austin Jones out there leading the way. Jaden Nash blocking downfield for Casey, who takes it to the 25-yard line. 13-yard gain for Casey, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Boy, that's an awesome run that time by Casey. He's very patient there on the edge, waited for his blockers, and then got behind him and shot through the gap. got downfield for a huge gain.
2nd down and 8, Panthers. Ball on the left hash. Open field to the right. 3 receivers to the right. Johnson is going to line up in the sidecar to the left of Garrett Brown as quarterback. Kobe Reeves with the snap. Brown takes it, drops back, and throws. And throw intended for Braden Murdoch out of bounds, incomplete. And that stops the clock with 7:28, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, the pass was just a little bit off. He tried that back shoulder throw again, and the pass was just a little off to the left of the receiver and took him out of bounds.
3rd down and 8, Panthers. 2 receivers to each side. Again, Casey Johnson, the lone back in the backfield. As Brown shouts the play to his offensive lineman, set to take the snap at the 20. Fakes to Casey, looking downfield, throwing downfield. Good catch by Braxton Slaughter at the 42. 1st down, Benton.
Man, what a big catch and a big drive extender.
Boy, Braxton's had a great game in his final game here at the Palace tonight.
He's had a great season.
1st down, Benton at the 41-yard line. The clock running, 7:05 and counting. 15 seconds on the snap clock. Benton leading by 21. You don't have to be in any big hurry right here. Brown going to go back to Slaughter again, and this time West Memphis was waiting on Braxton as he made the catch and was surrounded immediately upon the reception. Justin Brown and Vince Richardson on the tackle for West Memphis for no gain at 2nd and 10.
Well, that's also a great job of Braxton holding on to that football. He had about 3 guys pulling on that and was able to hang on to it and get down to the ground.
Searcy has scored with 2:42 to go in the ballgame to take a 50-38 lead on Greenwood. The 2-point try fails, and it's 50-38 Searcy with 2:42 to go. And an offside penalty against West Memphis will give Benton 5 free yards. They move it to the 46, Terry, at 2nd and 5.
Yeah, nice hard count that time by Garrett Brown. Gets them an extra 5.
See Jesse Taylor, Kyrie Watkins, Kobe Reeves, Austin Jones, Garrett Davis on that Benton offensive line. 2nd down and 5. Brown drops back, pumps, lobs one up for Jaden Nash. Jaden with a great catch. Down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line as Jaden got turned around, Terry, and still found the football. Great catch by the senior.
Oh, man, is that a senior catch or what? Holy smokes, he turned around and made an unbelievable acrobatic catch.
1st down, 32 yards on the pass from Brown to Nash. 1st down, Benton at the West Memphis 21. Fake to Casey Johnson. Brown looking, throwing for Slaughter, and he overthrows him in the end zone. Led him a little long, incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just a little long on that pass, but he floated it up there. Expected Braxton to run under it, but Braxton got rubbed a little bit about 10 yards downfield, and it slowed his route up and was caused him to be late for that ball.
See DJ Sturgis down there on the sideline. He gave a great pregame speech to the team, and he has hung around on the sideline, a former Panther cornerback, now playing at Missouri Western, providing encouragement down on the sideline as Casey Johnson carries to the 20-yard line where he's tackled by Jacob Stokes, and it'll be 3rd down and 9, clock at 5:25 and counting.
It's good to see these former players come back.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right.
He's got a touchdown right now if he wants it.
Snap clock at 10. Going to continue to just milk that clock. Now Brown sets, takes a snap.
There it is.
Fakes to Johnson, throws, catch Cameron Harris, and it is a 1st down to the 7-yard line, 1st and goal Benton.
Well, as soon as that defense lined up, that was a touchdown waiting to happen. That was a great tackle, open field tackle. He had him one-on-one, and all he did is make a little shift to that quick slant across the middle, and it was wide open, and they're giving him the same defensive look again.
Big sophomore with his third catch of the season. They're going to him on the fade, and Cameron makes the catch in the back of the end zone. Penalty markers on the play as they went with the fade. Touchdown. They signal late. Touchdown, Cameron Harris, and we'll sort out the penalty flag.
Well, they threw a jump ball up for the big 6'3" receiver, and he went up and got it and would not let go of it. I think they're going to call pass interference on the defense, but we'll wait and see.
Pass interference, defense. Benton will decline that, and that's a touchdown for Cameron Harris. His first of the season, his first of his high school career, and Benton's up 62-35.
Man, that's a slamming of the door right there for War Memorial Stadium.
Brian Araujo will kick. Braden Murdoch will hold. Nolan Pope, the senior, will snap it. It's a perfect snap and hold, and the kick is good by Brian Araujo. 4:30 to go, 63-35. Dio, are you still keeping up with the math here?
Well, there's a point at which it's not necessary, and I think we're at that point. Speaking of Nolan Pope, I was talking to his mom at the Thanksgiving breakfast, and he's got family in Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas watching this game, and somebody else told me that they were watching it from California. So we got people all over the country watching the Panthers play tonight, and kind of excited. I think with 4 minutes left, we can kind of start talking about next week. And what's that Searcy Greenwood score, Jim?
Minute 50 and counting to go. Searcy leads 50-38, and Searcy has the football and is milking the clock.
Wow. I don't know that I would have expected. I would have expected that game to be a little bit closer. The score matches up to what I thought it'd be. I knew somebody had scored in the 50s. I just wonder how many plays they've gotten off.
Well, amazingly, they're almost 3 minutes ahead of us. You and I talked yesterday at breakfast that game may not finish till 11,
but
and it's on the verge of beating us to the finish.
Wow.
Yeah, Searcy is milking the clock. Greenwood forced to use their timeouts, trailing by 12. The Panthers will kick off from the 45 following the pass interference penalty against West Memphis, and Araujo's kick will go into the end zone, and West Memphis will start on their own 20. 8 for 8 on touchdowns since the first quarter.
Wow.
And then you had the Jaden Woolbright onside kick return. So
let's just call it the kick return.
The kick return?
Yeah, the Jaden Woolbright kick return for a touchdown.
First down, West Memphis at their own 20-yard line as McConnell will take the shotgun snap, pistol formation. Drops back, looking. He's pressured, and he is sacked. Brett Barbary on the sack for the Panthers. That's his 12th sack of the season to lead the PDC.
Yeah, 12 sacks in a season is absolutely fantastic. We kind of knew that he was going to be a difference maker, but 61 tackles and 23 quarterback hurries. Man, he is a nightmare in the offensive backfield.
Second down and 15 for West Memphis as the Panthers showing blitz. McConnell going to take and hand off to Loving on the delay, and Loving was hit in the backfield and struggled to pick up a yard, and it's third down and 14 for the Blue Devils.
Well, third down and 14 is a good place, and if the Panthers can hold here, I think you'll start seeing them pound that ball and running the clock.
3:30 to go. Benton leads 63-35. West Memphis has it at their own 17, third down, and tried to hard count Benton offside. Benton bobbled but didn't jump. Everybody resets, and now McConnell takes the snap. Drops back, looking right, throwing right, and he overthrows Jamarius Rogers at the 29-yard line, incomplete. And it's 4th down and 13 for West Memphis.
Yep, it's and West Memphis is waving the towel. They're sending in the punt team. They're going to be content with going ahead and running this game out.
So 4th down and 13. Caden Smith on to punt for the Blue Devils. With 3:06 to go. And Tony Linehan's going to have to work next weekend. Is Caden Smith's punt a spiral? Benton didn't put anybody back. Don't want to mess with a potential fumbled punt return. You don't rush the punter and risk roughing the kicker, and West Memphis is going to down the football at the 49-yard line. Look at the hand for the Benton Panthers as the fans rise and cheer for their Panthers as the defense comes to the sideline, the offense back out on the field. 2:54 to milk off this clock, Terry, and another date in the state championship game for the second year in a row.
3 in the last 5.
3 of the last 6.
3 of the last 6, that's right.
First down, Benton. Is the give off to, I believe that's Donovan Pearson running the football. That is exactly who that is. How about the freshman getting a carry in the state semifinal? Donovan Pearson on the carry, and now Brad Harris is emptying the bench. Hayden Ashley checks in at left tackle for the Panthers. As Donovan Pearson picked up 8 yards. It's 2nd down and 2. Boy, how good is this? You getting everybody in there. Nolan Pope is in at center for the Panthers. It's Donovan Pearson going to get the carry again, running left. Tried to cut back, and Donovan's going to be tackled by Vince Richardson. Also see David Hassman in there at left tackle. That is a young man that Brad Harris is very high on for the future on that offensive line. Walker Davis, the freshman, is in there as well at right guard. Jordan Parham is in at the H-back for the Panthers. It's clock now at 1:30 to go. Benton leading 63-35, and it is 3rd down and 1. Benton at the West Memphis 42. Brown takes a snap, gives to Pearson. Pearson, 1st down and more, as Donovan lowers his head, plows down to the 36. And how about the freshman putting Benton in victory formation right here, Terry?
How about that? How about that run?
Tony, thank you, buddy.
See you next week, Tony.
It's Tony Linehan making his way down to the field. Appreciate Tony, the sports editor of the Saline Cougar, with us all year long, doing a great job on stats as Brad Harris sends the victory formation personnel onto the field. Garrett Brown's going to take the snap, and he is going to take a knee, and he is going to take that inside of 40 seconds. So this is it. Benton doesn't have to snap it again, Terry. The Panthers are going back to War Memorial Stadium, and the season will end where it began for the 2nd year in a row.
Well, and what a great performance by the Benton Panthers of not getting down when adversity struck, and they just kept fighting and wound up figuring everything out. And what a performance by that offense, who just absolutely exploded on West Memphis.
The only possession to stop the Benton offense after the first quarter was the victory formation.
Yeah.
They were 8 of 8. Benton wins 63-35 tonight over West Memphis, and our Benton Panthers are going back to War Memorial Stadium and the 6A state championship. And it is time for the Brent Houston for Circuit Judge Panther postgame show right after a break on 94.1 The Point in the Benton Football Network.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Ashby Funeral Home has been family-owned and operated, serving Benton and Saline County since 1882. Through 5 generations, Ashby Funeral Home has cared for families through compassionate and professional service. Ashby's provides all types of services for families in times of loss and grief. Their aim is to treat every family as they would treat their own. Ashby Funeral Home is located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton, and their phone number is 501-778-2544. Ashby Funeral Home, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
Welcome back to the Palace, where the Panthers remain undefeated
8-0
in postseason play. 8-0, 63-35 winners tonight over West Memphis in the state semifinals, as the Panthers and the cheerleaders and the coaches down getting pictures made. Brad Harris holding up Everett ride to the finals, state championship recognition. Back-to-back trips to the state championship for the Benton Panthers, who win tonight 63-35 over West Memphis. 19 seconds to go in Searcy, and Searcy leads Greenwood 50-38. And barring a miracle, Terry, it will be Benton versus Searcy for a state championship next Saturday night.
Hey, this is a very good Searcy football team. I'm anxious to watch a lot of film on them this week. This should be an absolute shootout at War Memorial, and I sure hope everybody is making plans for next Saturday at 6:30, where your Benton Panthers have a shot at winning the state title.
As we look at the Panthers celebrate, Brad Harris going to have a word with his team. Bryant is going to be back in the state championship. They defeated Bentonville West tonight 35-0. The Hornets will play 1 week from tonight at 7 o'clock. And North Little Rock leads Bentonville 28-17. So we could be looking at a Bryant-North Little Rock rematch. In the 5A, what a day for the Harris family next Saturday. Drew Harris, the wide receiver coach for Little Rock Christian, his Warriors will play Pulaski Academy in a rematch of the 5A state final at noon. And then next Saturday night at 6:30, our Benton Panthers will play the Searcy Lions, who have defeated Greenwood. It has gone to a final in White County. Searcy wins it 50-38, so it will be Benton and Searcy 1 week from tomorrow night, Saturday, December 7 at 6:30.
Man, what a ride, huh? What a great picture right there on your screen. That's a great shot from the camera crew.
See those eyes locked in, those faces lit up with smiles. Terry, from 0-3, 9 straight wins, an undefeated conference record, a conference championship for Brad Harris, Justin Ray, Bobby Wynn, Jason Gentry, Randy Shaw, Garrett Hammonds, Rusty Davis, Blake Dorsey. What an unbelievable coaching job. What an unbelievable effort this year from a very, very fun bunch of Benton Panthers. I'm looking for Dio. Dio, you got Brad. Go for it.
We're going to give Freddie the ride to the finals. Don't lose that, Freddie. Deal. Freddie, you got to hold on to it facing that way so you can get it on the camera. Hey, after that first quarter, I was a little bit worried, but like you just told the boys, y'all were down 14-0. You hang 63 points on a team in the semifinals. Pretty impressive job by your team tonight.
Dio, you think you was worried. I was a little bit worried myself, okay? But really proud of the guys. We made some adjustments. Like I told you at halftime, they showed us some things we wasn't ready for. And we knew that they were going to do that. It was just about us making some adjustments defensively and offensively, and the guys did it. They've been coachable all year long, okay? You noticed that at halftime, but we were able to do it on the sideline. You know, Coach Ray, Coach Shaw, Coach Gentry on the offensive side of the ball, and Coach Wynn, Coach Hammonds, Coach Dorsey, and Coach Davis did a tremendous job on the sideline of getting those guys adjusted. I just tried to motivate the whole time, all right? Those guys did a tremendous job. Coaches did a great job. I mean, like you said, we just put 63 up in about 3.5 quarters. Did an awesome job. I mean, and it wasn't the one guy. We peppered it around to everybody on offense. Throwing the football in a half, we were hoping they would come out and play some zone, and then we was going to run the football. And that's what we did. Casey came big for us in the second half, made some big plays for us, and we didn't have to depend on the big play as much then. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Okay, awesome job right there by Jaden Woolbright. Just can't say enough about the guys, about the integrity they showed tonight, the fortitude, the want to, all of the things that we talk about every day. The toughness, man, the mental toughness to overcome 14. That's a lot. But now we got to refocus. We'll enjoy it till we'll as coaches Sunday afternoon. We'll start getting ready for whoever we got, and next week we got to get ready for them.
You want to know who you got?
Well, I've heard it might be Searcy. Is that right?
It's the battle of the 6A West versus 6A East number one.
That's what it needs to be. That's what it needs to be. And we're super excited about that, just to have an opportunity to play. It don't matter. Greenwood or Searcy, we're happy to be there. We just want a different outcome this week.
Absolutely. Bring it home, Coach. Good game tonight. All right, guys, back to you.
So,
Freddie's got his ticket, man.
Yeah, Brad told Freddie that the Panthers couldn't get in the stadium if Freddie lost that sign.
Freddie, I'm glad you held on to that sign.
Hey, get a word with Freddie, Dio.
Freddie, we're heading to the state championship for the second year in a row, which is the first time in Benton school history that we've done that. Went to the state championship back-to-back years. What do you think about that?
I think that was real good. But this time we need to win this. We need to win the state championship this time.
I agree. It's been a long time. You remember when the last one was, Freddie?
It was back in the 70s.
1977, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was.
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
All right. We're going to get us one, though, Freddie. All right, back to you guys.
You know, it's funny. Freddie talks my ear off when we drive to Siloam Springs, but you put a mic in his face, and he doesn't say much.
Yeah, he says, and he always says the same thing. I think that's real good.
I think that's real good.
I love him.
Hey, Dio, why don't you weigh in with your final thoughts on a fun night tonight?
Man, that was a fun night. But, boy, I'm going to tell you right now, that first quarter had me scared. I thought we came out flat, and had we stayed in that funk, this game would have turned out completely different. That just shows you how mental this game can be.
Yep.
Because the entire team came out flat. I mean, the offensive line wasn't blocking, making holes. Quarterback's feet were scattered, and he was like a Waffle House hash brown, scattered, smothered, covered, and chunked. He was all over the place. But, boy, he settled down in the second quarter and really got after it and was clutch in the fourth quarter for sure. Third and fourth quarter, he was just throwing dots to different receivers all over the place.
Yep.
But here's the deal. Now, Searcy takes down a Greenwood team, and we did as well. But Searcy's going to be a tough opponent for this defense because they like to throw that ball around, and that's something that, depending on how they scheme it or whatever, we've struggled with early in the season. Been stronger late in the season, but we may not. You never know. We may not have Burnham back. We may have two sophomore safeties back there. Kane Simmons doing a great job. He's not a sophomore anymore, but Vanucci is a sophomore. So he's got a lot of growing up to do this week if Burnham's not going to be back for Saturday.
So, Dio, one more thing. It seemed like really physical tonight. A lot of key guys, both sides. We saw Harvey, the great linebacker for West Memphis. We saw Kendarius Moore go out. Gavin Wells injured. Really physical game tonight.
Man, my goodness. Peyton Hudgens, if you'd have seen him on the sideline, I thought he was he's got blood running down his side, just big turf burn on his hip, and then his left leg looked like he could barely walk on it. I don't know if it's that toe injury from El Dorado or what it was, but he was banged up. Had several guys go down with just naggy injuries, but the hits out here were pretty brutal. This was one of the more physical games we've played in a while.
And we've seen this 3 years in a row, Terry. 2017, in the quarterfinals at West Memphis last year in the semifinals. Boy, when Benton and West Memphis meet up, it's a hard-hitting football game.
It really is. And, you and I talked earlier, I was worried about this game because, you can teach players technique and you can teach them a lot of things, but you can't teach, 6'3", 305. And they've got some big guys out there. And when those big guys are leaning on you and they're playing physical like they were in the first quarter, man, I don't care how good you are. There's physics involved at that point. But the Panthers did what they do best, and that is they bowed their back, and then they started playing physical. And I will tell you, man, this is a scrappy bunch of football players. When they get it in their mind that they're going to play hard, they are a hard team to beat. And I will tell you this, for all our listeners and for everybody watching, do not make plans for next Saturday night. It is going to be a show because Searcy has got a very good football team with a very explosive offense, as do the Benton Panthers. And I think that we're going to have one of the best 6A state championship games that we've seen in a long time. And I would love to see War Memorial Stadium, at least half of it, painted maroon on Saturday, December the 7th.
I'll tell you what let's do. Let's all go up Friday night and cheer on the Hornets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then let's have all the Hornets come back on Saturday night and cheer for the Panthers.
I love that idea.
I imagine that's something Shane Broadway can make happen pretty easy.
Probably so.
And we saw Shane up here in the first half. I think he scampered over to Bryant for the second half. Mr. Salt Bowl himself cheering for his two favorite teams who, for the second year in a row, it's Saline County in the state championship in 7A and 6A. It's awesome.
It is awesome, and it just shows that the level of competition that is being played now in Saline County. Two fantastic football teams. Best of luck to the Bryant Hornets next week as they go for their second state championship.
West Memphis led 14-0 tonight at the end of the first quarter. It was 14-0 after one period. And then Benton ripped off 63 points in the final three quarters. Benton scored a minute 6 into the second quarter on a Gavin Wells 22-yard reception from Garrett Brown. Then West Memphis quickly answered, and the Panthers were down 21-7, Terry, with 6:59 to go in the second quarter. And from that point on, the Benton offense absolutely stepped on the gas. 8 of 8 in their final drives for touchdowns. The lone non-touchdown drive after the second quarter was the kneel down in the victory formation to end the game. Benton finishes tonight passing for 471 yards. 471 passing yards tonight by that Benton offense.
That's a career night right there. That's a huge night, and 569 yards total offense on just 55 plays.
6 touchdown passes tonight for Garrett Brown. It was Gavin Wells, Braxton Slaughter, Peyton Hudgens, Braden Murdoch, and Cameron Harris. 5 different receivers catch touchdown passes tonight.
Hey, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier during the game about the different targets. And that was without Cameron Harris, who's, 6'2", about 185 pounds. I mean, he's a good-looking receiver. Is only a sophomore. Just a lot of targets for Garrett Brown.
Individually tonight for the Panthers, Casey Johnson, after being held to just 8 yards rushing in the first half, finishes 16 carries for 87 yards. Receiving tonight, Braxton Slaughter, 7 catches, 82 yards. Gavin Wells, 6 catches, 118 yards. Peyton Hudgens, 4 catches, 127 yards. Jaden Nash, 2 for 59. Braden Murdoch, 2 for 23. Cameron Harris, 2 for 20. Andre Lane had a catch for 32 yards. And Casey Johnson, a catch for 10 yards. Another incredible job tonight by Garrett Brown spreading it around.
Yeah, he sure did. And man, that's hard to defend against too. When you've got a quarterback that can spread the ball around that well, that just makes it a nightmare for defensive backfields.
You know, this is our last live stream video broadcast, even though the season continues, because the Arkansas Activities Association carries the state championship games live on AETN. So this is our last live video stream. But I tell you how lucky we are in Benton is we've got a crew at Productions led by Matt Johnson and Mason Woolbright, who is the best there is. And when AETN wants to televise the state championship games, they get Productions to produce it. And so Matt, Mason, and company will be doing that for statewide television. Of all the state championship games, we cannot thank them enough for their hard work all this year. Appreciate Mason Engineering tonight, Barrett Pfeiffer directing, an old Panther linebacker, Dawson Morris, doing a great job on replay, and the number 2 fan of the Panthers right behind Freddie, Morgan Garrett, and Evan handling graphics for us tonight. Our camera crew of Michael Gober, Marcus Robinson, and Jonathan Webb did an unbelievably great job tonight. Guys, I can tell you on behalf of all Benton Panther fans, we can't thank you enough for being the best production and camera crew there is in Arkansas high school football.
Absolutely. They do an amazing job every week, and especially when it comes to every time that a technical issue happens, they find a solution very quickly. And that's a hard job to do, especially when you're under timeline pressures and all of that, and they don't get enough credit for all the hard work that goes into especially problem solving, which is a lot of that job.
Want to thank Philip Johnson, Mike Kennedy, and all the great folks at Signal Media for allowing Benton Panther football to be the home, radio home, of Benton Panther football. And even when there's a conflict on a day like this with ASU football on 106.7 The Ride, they allowed Benton Panther football to air on 94.1 The Point tonight. What an unbelievable partnership that Benton football has had with the folks at Signal Media.
Man, they're such great partners, and so nice to have such a good home with a strong FM broadcast signal for all of our alumni in Central Arkansas to be able to listen in on Friday nights. And we get so many compliments and so many messages about the broadcast and the fact that people can actually hear it. And we're just happy to have them as a partner.
So we will have the radio broadcast next Saturday of the state championship game at 6:30. Our pregame show will begin at 6 o'clock from War Memorial Stadium, and that will be on 106.7 The Ride. Want to thank Dr. Mike Skelton, the superintendent, and Scott Nethery, the athletic director of the Benton School District. They are unbelievable with their help and hospitality each week, and I would be remiss on behalf of the crew and really on a personal level. I cannot imagine a better coaching staff to work with than the coaching staff of the Benton Panthers. Brad Harris
absolutely
allows us completely free access to this football program. And the access that he provides us, we could not be more grateful and appreciative. And I tell you, we have got a unbelievably great head football coach here of this football team, and we appreciate him immensely.
Not only that, but just the entire coaching staff. I mean, they're so easy to work with, and I try to talk to Coach Ray and Coach Wynn each week about different wrinkles in the offense and defense, and they're very open to tell us what to expect and things like that. And then Coach Harris spends time with us each week to kind of give us his thoughts on what's going on, and a lot of times that's very underrated by broadcast of having that type of access and that type of information, which helps shape your broadcast each week as we go forward. So we just really appreciate them and are thankful to be a part of their team for this Benton Panthers.
No doubt. A reminder that DVD copies of all Benton Panther football games can be purchased for $17 plus a $3 shipping charge at mmproductions.net. and you've got till midnight, a Black Friday sale, 20% off. Till Monday, Mason says. 20% off if you buy the entire season of DVDs, and this is a season you're going to want to have.
No
because
lie.
It has been an unbelievable one. 20% off season packages. Use the code Black Friday at checkout, and you get 20% off an entire season of Benton Panther football DVDs. So we are going to be back at it next Saturday, December 7th, from War Memorial Stadium as the Benton Panthers and Searcy Lions will play for the Class 6A state championship. We'll have the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show at 6 o'clock, and kickoff will be at 6:30 at the stadium. On behalf of Terry Benham, Dio Vanucci, Tony Linehan, and the number one fan of the Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt, I'm Jim Gardner. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for Benton Panther football. Again, tonight's final score is the Benton Panthers 63, West Memphis 35. Until next Saturday evening, when we greet you as the Panthers go for a state championship on 106.7 The Ride, good night, God bless, and go Benton.